are going to be coming in. Just be expectant of that. So you know how to plan your day. Today is a Friday. If you have to go somewhere, do it quickly. If you have an umbrella, ensure that it's closed. If you can put one in the bag, that would help you do a thing or two. Let's quickly get into the headlines to loads the reports this day. To run through as many of them this morning on the show. Let me start with the custodian newspaper. On the front page, you have your job programs have failed Ghanaian youth. Upon Nkrumah tells government, and lawyer Jerry Ahmed advocates climate resilient urban planning to curb floods. Also on the front page of the paper, two women petition Mahama over Amakohine's misogynistic attacks on Akwesua Menu. Akwesua Menu is the former MPP parliamentary candidate for the NPP, the opposition NPP, during the election of 2024. She lost out to the NDC candidates, Do Ramadan there. My loyalty is to Ghana, not Mahama. Speaker Gbagbo says so. All of that on the front page of the paper. To the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper, invest in parliaments and you to build responsible children. Apenyo marking urges institutions. DBG unlocks 5 billion Ghana cedi for businesses. And then also on the front page, panelists to prefer solutions to digital fraud and build common investor markets. Trade Minister to ECOWAS. On the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, court grants Abronia leave to travel. The full story is on page 3. And upon Nkrumah outlines 5-point youth employment strategy. That's on page 6 of the paper. Wontumi 6 plea bargain in Exim Bank fraud case. The full story is on page 3. And 2 nurses arrested over missing baby at Salaga Hospital. Yesterday, one of the newspapers did actually report on that story. And Parliament reconsider bills after passage, according to Speaker Gbagbo. On the front page of the News Center newspaper, Ghana's jobs fairs conversation is long overdue, and Gridco's Akosombo fire caused by aging cables, according to a report. And war on digital fraud. A white paper proposes joint fraud command center, real-time intelligence sharing, amongst others. And also on the front page of the paper, U.S. celebrates 250th anniversary here in Ghana. There's a photo of the U.S. ambassador together with the Attorney General and the Chief of Staff, and a Blackwell comments Ghana for supporting SA returnees. On the front page of the Daily Just newspaper, defense files case in 2 million sky train scandal. There's a photo here of a Professor Christopher Ameakomfi. Also on the front page of the paper, Anna Apostle Kwadwo Safo with national monuments. Speaker Gbagbo says so. And Mahama's approval drops by 10% in only 5 months. And also on the front page of the paper, Andy Apiakubi damns Wontumi days before judgment. Upon Nkrumah leads youth unemployment campaign. The full story is on page 2. So the front page of the Daily Statesman newspaper, there's a picture here of the Honorable Kojo Nkrumah. Unemployment worsening under the NDC. Kojo Nkrumah questions impact of government's job programs. And then also on the front page, Speaker calls for monuments in honor of Apostle Kwadwo Safo, the family visiting His Excellency Mr. Speaker in the last couple of days. To the front page of the Republic Press newspaper, Wontumi 6 plea bargain in 30 million Exim Bank case. The full story continues to be 3 of the paper. Enough is enough. Wontumi's lawyer abandons case over trial concerns. And I don't take orders from presidents. Speaker Gbagbo says so. Let me move on to the new Weekend Crusading Guide. It does appear that story on lawyer Kojo Nkrumah has found its way to the front page of a number of papers. Published job creation scorecards down. Nkrumah challenges government. And Zoom Lion Nadmo Feathers, DML and partners begin 3-day anti-flood cleanup in Accra. Also on the front page of the paper, women petition Mahama over Dr. Amakohene, and Gbagbo calls for national monuments for Apostle Kwadwo Safo. To the front page of the Metro Lens newspaper, Bafana beating, Africa celebrates. Yeah, many who were supporting Mexico over Bafana yesterday because of what's been happening in South Africa in recent times. The host defeating South Africa by 2 goals to 0. A repeat of the opening day of 2010 at the Soccer City Stadium in Soweto. Also on the front page, Zoom Lion, Nadmo, Feathams, DML and partners begin 3-day anti-flood cleanup here in Accra. And let me do a few more, and then we'll get into the Class FM online portal. NDC leadership race heats up. Upon Fusu confirms intense consultations amid growing calls to lead the party. Shock poll: 43% of Ghanaians justify military coups, according to a research conducted by Professor Isaac Owusu-Mensah. And minority demands anti-flood task force report. Stan Dugbe, we understand, was heading this as a last year. Is he still in charge? Is he still there? Tackling land guard menace, Muntaka calls for special courts. That full story is on page 5 of this newspaper. Let me go to the Daily Searchlight newspaper this morning. State has no case, according to defense lawyers for Christopher Ekonfi, Prof. Also on the front page of the paper, Ghana Water Limited inaugurates board of G Water Bottling Company, and minority demands probe over alleged 50,000 bribery claim, and Mexico Open tournament with 2-0 results against Bafana of South Africa. Let me do the Business and Financial Times. Microfinance operators seek further BOG engagements on reforms as deadline nears. And strong national carriers critical to economic growth, according to Kenya Airways. And procurement reforms critical to accountability and economic growth. The full story is on page 2. And investments, payment security key to regional gas expansion. The full story is on page 2 of this paper. Let me quickly touch base with the Class FM online portal. There are quite a number of stories there. Let me run them quickly before I get to the High Street General as well and have a look at the stories there. To the Class FM online portal now, and no official World Cup ticket allocations received yet, according to the Ghana mission in the United States. Ghana State launches maiden 4-day Homo Carnival that was done yesterday. And Wontumi campaign defense plea negotiations in Exim Bank matter. And Supreme Court fixes July 29 for judgment in OSP constitutionality case. Also on the Class FM online portal, other stories in there. Lawyer Andy Apiakubi withdraws from Chairman Wontumi's Akonta mining case, and nearly 5,000 drivers license applicants being dealt with by the DVLA. President Mahama calls for stronger trade and investment ties with Ghana EU conference. And Charlotte's Memorial Foundation and Amazing Girls Foundation also in the news here. They host menstrual hygiene awareness and dignity park donation in Winneba. There are also stories in a world of business, showbiz, and of course sports. The biggest story we know for the next couple of weeks is going to be that of the World Cup. 104 games are going to be played at the World Cup, and we are only done with 2. So there's still 102 more games to look forward to as far as the World Cup is concerned. Let me do some stories from the High Street Journal. Quite a number of stories here. More than 360 pension funds, institutional investors, and over 30,000 individuals gave Casapreco 1.7 billion bid. And from Maslock True Venture Capital to DBG, why is funding still a big challenge in Ghana? And proper drainage without protection and enhancing of wetlands and retention of ponds will be exercised in futility, according to Engineer Mahama. The World Cup night economy, Ghana's 24-hour market policy faces its first real test. And why Ebri is Ghana's fastest growing investment destination in 2025. Also on the High Street Journal, how entrepreneurship is shaping career choices, and Russian Film Festival opens new chapter in Ghana's cultural diplomacy. Sleep can wait Africa turns 2026 World Cup into commercial power play. Remember, quite a number of the games are going to be played when you're enjoying the comfort of your bed. Question is, are you going to stay up to watch the games? There's also a full article here on from Maslock True Venture Capital to DBG, and so many stories on the High Street Journal. Make your way there and familiarize yourself with all of these stories. Those morning, starting with Inquisitor newspaper. On the front page, you have after paying 173 million to NLA, loud applause for KGL, and historic NPA Akaiza triple ISO certification. Sheikh Samsudin runs from Napo suit, and squatters criminals hindering flood control projects. I mean, in the last few days, the conversation has been about floods and floods and floods. And this morning, the Ghana Meteo is reporting that the rains are going to be starting at 10. It's going to be quite cloudy all the way to about 8. The rains are going to start. It will continue to 10. It will start slightly, but it would intensify by 10 hours GMT. So if you haven't left home, if you're leaving home, probably try and take an umbrella along because you may need it at some point in the day. Let me get into that story by the Member of Parliament for Techima South, Martin Ejimensah, on issues to do with the flooding. He says that squatters and criminals are hindering flood control projects. I'll take excerpts of that story quickly before we get into all of that. According to the Member of Parliament, critical flood mitigation projects under the Greater Accra Resilience and Integrated Development Program have been delayed due to activities of squatters and alleged criminal groups occupying project sites earmarked for flood control in parts of Accra. Accordingly, concerns have been raised over the implementation of the program. Contractors and project officials have also faced significant difficulties accessing some locations where drainage and flood prevention are expected to be carried out. The situation is said to be affecting efforts to address persistent flooding in the capital and surrounding communities. The Guide Initiative, which is funded by the World Bank, was established to strengthen flood risk management and improve resilience in vulnerable communities across the Greater Accra region. And the story goes on and on and on. So many times I've been talking up, if you like, the topography and the landscape of the Greater Accra region, and how it appears that so many of these regions also find themselves in waterlogged regions, and then our activities also not helping in the situation. These days, small rains, then so many places are flooded. Whether you live on the northern side of Accra, whether you live on the southern side, whether you live on the eastern side, or whether you live on the western side, it does appear that a number of communities are struggling with the floods. And there also doesn't appear to be, a massive plan to deal with this for the foreseeable future. We've been discussing this for as long as I can remember, and I have not really seen any significant improvements in dealing with the floods. What I rather do see is the fact that it's getting worse and worse and worse by the day. Even the rich are facing it. The other day I saw pictures of some notable prime areas literally flooded, and I was asking myself, these were supposed to be high-end areas with all the challenges that others face being very, very far away from them. So question is, what happened? Is it just getting worse and worse and worse by the day? Well, Charles has joined me and we'll get into those conversations. It's just getting worse and worse by the day?
Kwame, it is. It is. And it's one thing you've been saying all the time, that this is a country where we build before we plan for the drainage system and what have you. But ordinarily, if you acquire land before you build and all of that, you put all those things in place. But here we are, we put up the structures because we are so much fixated on Of course, it is good. You need to provide shelter for yourself and your family, but we are so much fixated on, the apartments without taking into cognizance the fact that we need to provide, a pathway for the water whenever it rains. And so whenever it rains, it takes us, by challenge. So you're talking about that plush area that you saw, and then you are thinking that, oh well, this should be a plush area for the elites, the rich in society, and what have you. I mean, it's a Ghanaian thing. It's a Ghanaian thing that always we put up the structures before the gutters and all of that. So Kwame, even as the Ghana Meteorological Agency is warning that there's going to be some more rains, I think that we should rather brace ourselves for a lot of these disasters. Question is, what has happened to the assessment exercise done by the committee that was tasked to look all around and see proper suggestions as to how we'll be able to deal with the flooding situation. Even ahead of time, that committee was, headed by or led by Stan Dugbe. And so the minority in parliament is even asking questions as regards that. I think that.
Is he still leading it?
Well, I don't know if it was for a period, but he was the one who was leading it. So the minority is demanding briefing from government in that regard. That government comes to brief them on what they found out as far as that committee is concerned. I mean, otherwise, it's always been lip service in terms of the way we are able to control flooding in the capital. It's like an annual thing, and it's looking to me as though no government wants to deal with the situation because it's also a campaign message. So at the end of the day, a government comes in and does 8 bits, and there's something small, 4 years come, and then the government will use it as a campaign message again. Pretty much the very things that we need to be developed as a country are the very things that these politicians play politics with. It doesn't look for me like it is something that is going to go away anytime soon. If it is something that would go away, Kwame, there are a lot of storm drains, in the country that government could, which are silted, right from the bottom up, and government could do something about them. Even just that, we are not seeing anything, let alone construction of new drains. So I don't think that the situation is far from over, Kwame. We should rather
when
brace
your
ourselves.
city has already been built up and littered with brick and mortar everywhere, where are you going to build the drains?
Yeah, Kwame.
Where?
So you remember Alhaji Ibrahim, the engineer we spoke to?
Mahama.
Yes, he said that there were a number of receptors here in the country. I don't know, but he mentioned various locations, about 18 of them, which
But he also mentioned that quite a number of them had been taken over by brick and mortar.
So it is about the enforcement of our laws. It's because people are relaxing. The assemblies are relaxing. For me, I'm even tired talking about it. But I would just say that I don't want to be a prophet of doom. But I mean, the fact must be told that we just must brace ourselves for some more flooding in the country. I spoke to the Greater Accra Regional Minister yesterday because I was hoping we'll get her into the studio, and she told me she was still doing some monitoring of the situation in the capital.
What would the monitoring do?
I wonder what the monitoring is, Kwame.
Because I want to believe that over the years, report after report after report have been collected by the Regional Coordinating Council. And to the best of my knowledge, a large number of them are civil servants. I know there are a few political appointees depending on who is in government. But if you go to the Regional Coordinating Council today, as many of them are civil servants. What has happened to all of those reports from the past? They have thrown them away.
I don't know.
Or they can't find them.
I don't know.
Or they are not important anymore.
See, your life is in your own hands.
She doesn't, with the greatest of respect, and I'm not blaming her because of the comments you passed. She doesn't have to do another set of monitoring to, if you like, familiarize herself with the situation. There are reports, she can look at them. If there are things that we can tweak, if there are things that we can improve, I get it. But to make it look like this is like a new thing, it's not new. Because if I listen to Engineer Mahama, and if you recall the interview we had with the Madina Lankwantanan MP, I mean, he cited a very he cited a very interesting thing that is happening around. I don't know if you are familiar with these areas, Otinibi and Damfa. So these communities, all the way to the Ambrahia stretch, if you are using let's say anywhere from Adenta Barrier all the way to Dodoa, the communities that have sprung up there, they have been there, but they didn't have this kind of population in the last 30 years. But now you have them. So anywhere from Ambrahia, Ashiye, Oyibi, all the way to Dodoa, and then you branch in there, you're going to Otinibi and Damfa. What you see is that a lot of people are buying properties in the valley. So water is descending from the hill. If you are driving there, you see it from Ibri all the way downwards. And people are building in the valley, and some are also building on the hill. So you now have a situation where the people who live there, it's only a matter of time before the rains begin to deal with them as well. I don't know who is selling the lands to them, because those areas are one of the areas that Engineer Mahama was referring to. The water can collect there, but people are building there, and the lands have been sold by the chiefs. Docks people, they have been selling the lands to all the people who are there. Lizzie's people have also sold all the lands at Sakumono, including the Ramsar sites, and people are building there. And we break the houses, and then they build again, and then we break again, and then they build again, and then we break again, and then it's Ali Kroma.
The Lord breaks to rebuild.
May the Lord see us through.
Amen.
Especially now that the weather people are telling us the rains will be coming by 8.
You are not tired.
Amen. Every morning I have to come here to educate, to inform, and to entertain. So me, I'll do my best.
By this time that you are talking,
I'll do my best.
Those responsible for Omadao, they are not even listening to you. You even hear the wisdom you are putting out. Other than that, what in the name of whatever would you be telling me that you are still doing monitoring? Monitoring what? What are you monitoring?
That are they.
Yeah. And it will tell you, don't forget that he's an award-winning minister.
Dr. Isa.
Don't forget.
Dr. Isa, Iniabre.
This is the first under her.
Dr.
So if
Isa.
she says she's monitoring, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Okay, of course. I
Yes.
agree, my sister.
If she says she's monitoring, I don't see anything wrong with it. This is the first situation.
This is a flooding.
Yes.
What is,
Yokozuna.
yeah. Well, flooding mercy.
Let's see. If she claims she's doing some monitoring, let's see how it goes. But
I mean, she's
she's
not
been
claiming.
around for a year.
How would you say if she claims? She's not claiming. She has stated that she is doing money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's been around for a
But
year. If she's still monitoring,
then
I don't know what she's been doing in the
last
office.
year, the flooding situation was.
It doesn't have to be intense before she starts monitoring. Even if it's small, she would have started to do something.
But
So when you wait for the rains to intensify, and you tell me after a year in office that you're doing monitoring,
She's not the first minister to wait for something huge to happen.
the reason why she has a job, nobody told her to accept the job.
And so she said she's monitoring.
Monitoring what?
So allow her.
No, monitoring what? What exactly?
Even in Parliament, the task force that President Mahama said they are going to
We can't find
evaluate,
them.
they said it will take like a year for the findings to be made.
A year
Yeah.
for
That's what-
findings.
That's what Mahama Yariga said in Parliament.
Can we move to other stories?
So if
All
she
these people, they are a
is
waste
also
of
saying,
they are a waste of our time.
Kwame, let me say a good morning to my very good chairman, Chairman Wontumi.
Doc, can we move on to page 3?
Kwame,
No, but
yesterday, did you watch the
You
match?
have a problem with Chairman Wontumi. Me, I do. I mean, sometimes you make me
Why
feel
do you want
very,
to do this
very
to the man?
uncomfortable
No, sometimes I feel
on your
like
show.
you just want to.
You feel saying.
I'm keeping my words
I
to
am.
myself.
So I can't greet Chairman Wontumi again on this platform. If that is the case, let me know. I mean, there's no problem.
I
Maybe
can't
when I
stop
get
you.
to Accra FM, I can do it.
I won't stop you, and I'll never stop you.
So I just want to say a very good morning to
Okay.
Chairman Wontumi.
Okay.
Whatever is happening, he should keep faith. I know, and I believe same to be true, that he will be the next chairman of the new patriotic party.
Obedemo.
Obede, where you Jack?
That's why I can't shout.
So don't go there. Don't go there.
Obedemo.
I just want to say hello to him this morning.
What is he asking for again?
Oh, he's asking for something in law we call the plea bargain.
Yeah.
Which is
Why? Why?
Oh, why, dear? If you're asking me why,
What are his reasons for the plea bargaining? Yeah. That story is on the front page of a lot of the papers.
Yes. As for plea bargaining, dear, per our books, there are several reasons why anybody or any accused person would want to go in and ask.
Okay, so
for
can you help us with some,
that.
if you can?
Oh, basically, he's trying to say that he's trying to seek through the prosecutors to the court that the offenses I mean you have charged me with I am seeking to maybe moment in reform, let it reduce it, so more or less like telling the court through the prosecutor that, oh, first of all, the count, the number of charges that you have charged me with, the count, I'm seeking to reduce it because of XYZ. Maybe I've admitted to some of them. Some of them I don't really agree. There are a lot of things that go into the plea bargaining thing. You can also talk about, he's also probably looking at, when somebody enters the plea bargaining, the person is also looking at maybe all other things being equal, the sentencing regime that may come with it. And so he quickly wants to admit to some of the things and say,
if what I picked up from the trial is concerned, there was supposed to be judgment on July 3 or so. What that means is that all the processes are over. We are not only waiting for the judge.
Is that what it means? To do with the Exim Bank case.
So that's a different one.
Yeah,
it's a different case. Yeah. Different. As for the this in there is they are waiting for judgment on the 3rd of July.
Okay.
That is what his defense lawyer has said, that he's withdrawing from the case.
Lawyer Piakubi.
Yes, he said he's withdrawing from the case. He's giving his reasons in his affidavits accompanying the motion. And so I think the court will sit on the matter next week, whether or not to grant him that withdrawal. And so
why can't he withdraw?
Oh,
I'm working for you, I don't want to work again.
And so
the process doesn't allow that.
So the court will determine.
No, he doesn't want to. From I've listened to him on multiple platforms since yesterday. He doesn't want to.
Yes, because
can the courts prevent that?
Yeah, he said there are certain things he's not happy with.
Yeah, the court is not being fair to him.
Preceding the
I'm working with you, I've resigned. That's it.
Yeah, as for of course you tell your client that I don't want to work with you based on XYZ reasons. And that is the reason why he has put, and you don't just withdraw. You have to state the reasons why and you come to court with it, and the court will sit on the matter and then hear you out.
So why they can say no.
Yes, I mean, if you are not giving any.
I don't want to be the lead lawyer for.
No. In this profession, you don't do things in house. That's why it's a noble profession, my brother.
Oh. Okay.
And this other professions.
I don't want to be a lawyer again.
You don't want to be what?
I don't want to be a lawyer again.
Yeah. You don't want to be a lawyer again. When the former Attorney General went to Supreme Court to withdraw his services for the Chief Justice, the former Chief Justice, did you hear what the Supreme Court told you?
No.
Go and read it. You will continue.
Is it by force?
Continue.
I won't eat again.
I am saying this is a noble profession. Yeah, Basa.
People should give us a break. People should give it.
What I any other profession you can get up and say me jai match me ball like football bit match your body stop. Yeah, in this profession no. You have to give reasons why, and somebody has to sit on the matter and accept your withdrawal. These are going to
okay, so I'm just thinking aloud. So the judges say no to lawyer and the appeal. Okay, when I come to court, I don't say anything.
No, you say anything. I will not say anything.
I don't want to do it. You are forcing me to.
No, the point is that the matter has even come to a close. You are waiting for judgment, and so by 3rd July, after the judgment comes. I mean,
if it's in their favor, if it's not in their favor,
you want
to
get
another lawyer and
all that. Yes, you can give to
go through
if they accept your withdrawal, you just give to another lawyer to continue
the appeal process. Period. That is if they are going to be appealing.
Yes, that is if your client will not. But it is not. You see, you have put certain things on a paper against the court, so you have to come and prove it. That is why you have to appear before the court. It's just that simple.
I'm leading my clients. I'm leading my clients. At some point, I don't want to continue.
He's not happy with some court
some of the actions of the judge. Yeah. If I heard him clearly
so
yesterday.
not the issue of him withdrawing is not for Chairman Wontumi, or Chairman Wontumi has done something that he's withdrawing, but the actions of the court is affecting him.
Exactly.
And he's not happy with it.
If you are not happy, that is why he has put it into an affidavit and say, and put before the court. So
okay, so let's still stay with the plea bargaining conversation, because yesterday I read a thing or two from one or two lawyers who had posted stuff on their Facebook platforms, and my basic understanding, which I'm glad I have been able to pull out here, a plea bargain is an agreement in a criminal case where a defendant agrees to plead guilty or no contest. In exchange, the prosecutor agrees to make a concession, such as dropping more severe charges, reducing the charges to a lesser offense, or recommending a lighter sentence. This legal tool is designed to save the court system time and resources, and to help defendants avoid the uncertainty of severe risk of a full trial.
Exactly.
So, if my understanding of what was reported yesterday in the case, this one had to do with the Exim Bank. The 30 million Ghana cedi thing. Okay, so now he wants to plead guilty.
Yes. So it means that
now he accepts the fact that
So it means that
he was in the wrong.
Yes, I mean, what it means in my small understanding of the law is that he might have seen certain things. He and his lawyers might have sat down, and I'm sure by this time they might have.
But they have been defending this since.
Really.
This issue has gone back and forth quite a bit.
I'm sure they might have seen certain things, or might have spoken to their client on certain things as defense lawyers, and realized that, Jack, it's better we go this route. Other than that, wasube shibruta.
So what is likely
the evidences they might have picked up?
Okay.
So the rule of the game is evidence. And this, don't forget, this is a criminal. This is a criminal case, and so. You have to, the prosecutor would have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. And so if you know that the prosecutor has certain documents and certain facts that can be proven against you.
How would you know?
Of course, you do what they call the CMC.
What's that?
Case management conference. Okay. And so the prosecutor would bring whatever document he has that he will rely on.
And your defense counsel would also bring
yes.
So they go through it together.
They compare notes. Yes.
Is that how you people do it?
Kwame.
Why do you want to see the evidence I'm bringing against you? Or that is the norm?
You say, why do you want to see?
No, I'm trying to get an understanding. You say what? They do a case management.
Yes.
So defense lawyers and the prosecutor would sit down and go through. But if I want to pin you in an evidence, do I have to show it to your defense lawyer as a prosecutor?
Yes. I think there is in this
help me understand
this question he has asked. I think there is a decided case. I think Article 1911 E and F or G. Even in the case of Opuni and Agogo, the Supreme Court held that when you make an accusation, of course, in the course of the prosecution also, when you bring something to the effect that you use it as an evidence against the, how do you call it? Is it the?
So that's when I tender in an evidence.
You tender it in. The court says you should afford. You should afford the person you are accusing all the facilities, including that, so that they will also go and study,
of course,
and come with their defense.
That one I understand.
So that answers your question, that if you have evidence against me, you cannot hide it. Let me see. Put it before the court. The court will give it to me. Let me also go through it, so that I can also come with my defense. So that is to answer the question you ask.
Yes.
And there is a decided case.
So that is the norm. It's not like a new thing.
No.
Okay.
So you see, at that point, you determine a lot of things. You can even come to court and say, oh, in fact, at that point they determine what are the germane issues, what are the issues that the court should even rule over or consider. Bringing finality to it. So at that point, you may have your issues. You may come with plenty issues there, and then the defense will also have whatever he wants to say. Then the judge may say that, oh, this one they are not necessary. Maybe this particular issue that you are bringing before the court is already settled in a way, based on whatever you want to show the court. So at the end of the day, maybe you are seeking to maybe 6 issues. At the end of the case management, the judge can say that let's settle on 2. These are the 2 main issues that are critical to this matter.
And the other 4 may not.
It's not necessary.
Okay.
Sir. Yeah. So at that point, the CMC, you determine the judge is there, the defense lawyers are there, the prosecutors are there, including they determine all of these issues, timelines. How many witnesses are you calling? Well, I'll call like 50 witnesses. Okay. What are their names? You bring all those things.
50 witnesses. When will we finish?
It's a criminal prosecution.
That is why you have to prove beyond reasonable doubt. The judge sitting there
for all the 50 to come and remove their mouth. Then when will we finish?
You have to. That is law. That is why matters. When you hear people go to court and spend over 40 years, that's some of the issues in court. Over 40 years.
There's
one of these.
Our legal system is not like those the Italian ones. Ours is the monist or the dualist. In that case, the judge sits like an empire, of course. So you, the plaintiff and the defendant, your lawyers will bring the evidence. Then the judge will also look at it and make a decision on it.
Does the judge have the power to...
What you bring is what he...
like you said, for example, let's say the case is involving you, and you want to bring in 50, 70, 100, whatever. Does the judge have the power to say, look, we don't have all the time in the world?
Of course.
So instead of 50, 5 will do.
Of course.
Or 2 will do. We want to move quickly with the
matter. The judge and that CMC would ask you the questions. Why do you want to call 50 people over this matter as witnesses? Okay, we can say this one will do this one will do that. Okay, but this one and this one they look similar. So let one person come with the matter. Come and speak.
Lizzie, let's do our journalism. Let's do our journalism.
So Kwame, it's not.
This is your like let me do my
timelines.
Kwame, what I was interested in this plea bargaining thing. My understanding from what you read.
When you land, remind me. I have a question for you and Doc. Someone has sent me a question.
Okay.
Me, this one I can't.
So my decision is that once you go in for the plea bargaining arrangement, is it an acceptance of guilt?
That is my understanding from what I read. Yeah, unless I didn't understand.
At this point, I would say that it's a subtle way of saying that.
My bonny.
So that the law should deal with you.
But it's the law. Plea bargaining is in our books.
It is also in our books.
So that will lead me to the question that before we continue, because this is the biggest issue in Ghana for me today. This is coming from Justice in Tema Community 1. To both of you, can a goat thief also put in plea bargain?
It is lawful.
It is in our books.
So, that's what I'm saying. I don't have an answer, so I want you to help me.
It is in our books, and people, use it in their.
So I went to steal one goat. I want to plead bargain, so I'll pay for the goat.
Do you know if you are convicted for stealing? Do you know the term?
I won't steal, so I don't even want to think about it.
So it's not a joke. So you can come and say yes. Oh yes. The goat was in a very bad shape
before you stole it.
Now dear, you.
But so, now you want to pay.
So in this plea bargaining, you stole a goat. The goat you've killed.
So I want to buy the goat. I want
to. We want the same goat.
So I'll go and buy for you.
Go to now. No.
Don't come and say you go and buy for me. What do you mean by go and buy for me?
Oh, I admit I am wrong.
You are rather even worsening your. You can even come. You can come. You can see the prosecutor and say that, Chief, I beg you.
Maria.
But I'll replace it for you.
But what is that?
Yeah, I want you to stay because I see where Justice in Tema Community 1 is going with this message, and I can understand why he's starting on the thief tangents. Because if Chairman Wontumi is admitting at this point, and this is not a goat, this is 30 million cedis. Yes. At this point, he's admitting. So I pay what? I pay the 30 million and then I walk away, or I get a lighter sentence.
Yes. You can even,
what is a lighter sentence? You have stolen the money.
Yes.
So paying is not enough for me. So for where I sit.
The money on. You see, that's what I'm saying. That the counts, the number of counts.
You should the counts.
Would all go into the reasoning of a judge convicting you. So I bet
this one is clear. 30 million.
All those things. before they even come and talk about defrauding by false pretense and all those major, what do you call it? Offenses. And so, when you admit to some of these things early, then you are lowering your
sentence.
But Doc, this one, has he admitted to some this thing early? Because I think that
to the best of my knowledge, it was only yesterday.
But we've gone through the process
for some time.
Yeah. So
this only came through yesterday.
If you knew
from the one that you were wrong.
Yes, you were wrong. You could have gone even before the prosecution even started.
But it doesn't also. I mean, plea bargaining can come at any time. But not before. Can't say
the finality to the case. Okay. So when you watch the way the thing is going, then you.
That is why he has written to the Attorney General, and that's why the Deputy Attorney General, who is also leading the let me say the conversation in the court. So is it up to the judge now to accept the plea of Chairman Wontumi and his team, or he can? No, it's not. This plea bargaining is actually between the accuser and the prosecutor.
Okay, so now you stole in at 30 million.
Yes.
30 million.
So
or you took at 30 million, or you stole at 30 million, whatever. Now you want to come and see me in chambers so that you pay the 30 million. You have come to see me in chambers.
And so.
But should that be the end of the matter?
No, it is not the end of the matter. So the prosecutor will now come to court and say, this person, the accused person, has come to me for the plea bargaining arrangement. He said that. That is why the Honorable Srimsai is in court, has put the matter before the court. So the court is going to now look at the whole issue again and say that, okay, in open court, ask the questions. He says that and that, but that will also be in the prosecutor's document before the court. That the person says, that the accused person says this and that and that and that and that. He admits to this. He doesn't agree to this. He admits to that and all that. And so this is where we are now. Then he will then now come again with a new set of charges. So that, and then all of this thing is in a way to more or less reduce the sentencing. So they are bargaining on sentencing. They are bargaining on counts. And they are bargaining on charges.
But you still pay the money?
Yes, the money there. So I have
you pay all the 30 million?
No, so I've taken 30 million. Maybe the 30 million I invested in some other things, of course. I know.
So it has yielded profits?
Fine. But it is not for me to. I am saying that 30 million, okay, so now, based on whatever arrangement you want us to have through the plea bargaining arrangement, okay, so bring maybe 22.
Why?
But because you
bring all the 30.
He doesn't have it already.
You don't have the case continues.
And so the case there will not die because you have put in a plea bargaining arrangement.
Charlie, this plea bargaining arrangement, it is even me. If you
ask me, in your books?
I know it's in the book. Not all of them in the books are good laws. Once it is in the book, we say it is a law. It is lawful, but not all of them are good laws. I think that, in my opinion, this plea bargaining, this thing, I don't know whoever put it there, but it was there to help.
It's in our books.
It's in our books.
So you can't take it out.
It can be taken out.
What's the word you people use again?
You can expunge.
Amend or expunge. Okay.
It is in our book. But if you think that is not a good law, and it's
this
not
one
going
you
to help.
Think,
No, Kwame.
Why is it not a good law?
The reason why, you see why we are arguing on it.
Me, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just asking.
You see why we are arguing
I
on
want
it?
to try and understand.
Because
somebody has struck that body.
If you ask me,
then you want to come and beg.
It is there to. I think it was put there for the politicians. Scratch my back and I scratch. Please let me finish.
How?
Scratch my back and I scratch your back. But then let us legalize it, so that there will be a window for the defendant to say, okay,
after stealing 20 million, I'll bring 10. And then instead of going to prison for 10 years, I'll go for 1.
Yes.
And then when I come back, I'll come and enjoy the other 10.
That is how I see it. Let us legalize. Let us legalize. Scratch
Doc
my back.
Doc and these people.
Scratch my back.
To trick us, you lie bad.
So let us put it in the statutes, so that anytime I steal and the law is catching up, with me, I'll go in for this arrangement.
Then instead of serving 10 years, I'll serve for 2 months, like Agrada, and come back and enjoy the boots.
So Charlie,
no, but Agrada didn't go for plea bargain.
I think that Kwame.
I'm situating it in my own.
If we are serious as a country and want to deal with these kind of things, including corruption and this law, it should be taken out of our statute.
No wonder Lizzie wants to go to Parliament.
No, the person has offended the state. And
where do you see a dog?
Yes, and that's what I'm saying, that he has offended the state. He has been called to look at certain facts that if he doesn't advise himself, so to speak, he may be serving a certain number of years in jail. And the man is saying that
everybody can go in and commit a crime, go in and steal, misappropriate, chop,
and all the West.
And when the person feels that the law is catching up, his days to some are numbered. Then he will come and say, "Oh, Majiatu, I didn't mean reai." So let me explore the window, the window lacuna that you have been created by some people. That lacuna. Let me take advantage and go through it. Plea bargaining arrangements, because it's in our statutes. What are we encouraging?
That's why I was asking whether, although it is enshrined in our statutes and all of that, whether the judge who is sitting on the case can say, in the case of this particular one, no plea bargaining. Is it possible?
I don't think so. It will be because
I
don't think any judge will even want to do that, because
why?
For us, it is in a it is a way to deal with
To deal with what?
To deal with a matter.
Then why did we go to court?
Yesterday,
but you are in court.
Yesterday, when I was going home, one of my uncles called me. That is what he's hearing, and then he asked me a very simple question. I am still looking for the answer. So, does it mean that a politician, a big man, whoever, can now take money when he's looking and it is not looking? Those were his words, and I'm sure we all get the context. Then, so for example, like in the case of Wontumi, the figure is 30 million. So he's realized that this 30 million will take him to jail for, let's say, 20 years, and he will still have to pay the money or something like that. Then he does a plea bargaining. Then he says, I'll pay 10. And then instead of going to jail for, let's say, 20 years, he goes to jail for, let's say, 1 or 2 years because of the lighter sentence. Then he comes back to enjoy the booty. Is that fair? And I was like, to me, it's not fair, but I don't know what the law also says.
The law is what we are talking about. Not all laws in our statutes are good laws. Some of them.
But if they've also not been expunged,
I understand you. That is why I'm saying that. But because they have not been expunged. No one has challenged them, and they have not been expunged or amended.
Can somebody challenge it now?
Somebody
like right now.
Somebody can
and it can be expunged like in the coming days and weeks.
The basis and the reasoning of that particular law.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that
will go to court.
Based on the fact that
based
on the fact that if in the person's opinion it thinks that law is being used to fester corruption, he can go to court.
And then the person has a lot to prove.
You have to prove. And there will be a lot to prove.
You have a lot to prove.
There has been a case, in a decided case, where trial was going on, and Parliament expanded it. This is it Ghana Airways? No, British Airways versus Attorney General. That I think it was the PNDC law 150. It was about they renting a property in Ghana, and the time that the law was being used for the prosecution against the British Airways.
So once it was expunged,
the case would just die at natural death. Because there was no law. So I'm saying that in this case, somebody can get up, challenge it at the Supreme Court. Let's expand, because this one is scratch my back, I scratch your back law. It's a bad law in our statute.
For some reason they put it there. Yeah, for some reason.
Kwame,
me, I'm
saying that
any government money and come over
so, Doc, this one don't defend it.
No, I'm not defending.
And you can't even, we won't even allow you
my
to defend
and understanding of what the plea
we all understand it.
Is. I'm saying
it's a lacuna some people have created.
30 days. I don't know about any lacuna somebody has created.
That one I am saying it. That lacuna some people, some certain class, they put it there. Kwame, there's no way any right-thinking person will say that this law is good. Tell them for years cannot be general cultural say.
Me,
okay,
I'm just waiting to see how it will unfold.
So Kwame, like I said, 30 days. You enter into that. The matter, if the matter still is proceeding and you've not entered in 30 days, that's fine. The matter will still proceed. If it comes, the plea bargaining arrangement or
comes
within that period, the court will listen to you. But like I said earlier, the court, after listening to you, can also determine. He has the right to also determine whether or not that plea bargaining that you've had, that arrangement you've had with
the terms are okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm interested in that one.
Yes, the court, based on the trial judge's judgment and listening of the various parties on the matter, can determine whether he.
Isn't it normally a case of just one judge sitting on a case like this?
Yes. I mean, these matters are before the.
It cannot be 3 or 5.
No, unless maybe it can only be 3 or 5 when it goes to the Court of Appeal and subsequently.
Because the other day, Lizzie was telling me that one judge there, you can't trust a person like that. I don't know the basis for which she said
yes,
that.
But if
I didn't ask her to explain. She said one judge there.
Yeah, so I mean, so these ones. That is why you have a right to appeal, and so even if the High Court or any other court gives judgment on a matter, and you are not satisfied, you can go to the higher courts.
And that would also be by just one judge. One judge.
If you go to the Court of Appeal, 3 judges sit.
Then that one, you know that there will be there can be a balancing somewhere. One day. Lady says, money no baby. But that one, I don't have any proof. So who gains through that? One judge, the Africa, I'm not. But who would say?
Yesterday, did you watch the football match?
Oh yes, of course I did.
And did you know how it's like almost all Africans were supporting Mexico?
Somebody said Who gets into that?
Okay.
Well, my news editor is standing by for a letter to the president, and then we get to celebrate you with a very special person. We've got medical minutes with Dr. Vanessa P also coming up as well. But in light of the conversations that we're having, my news editor has a letter to His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama.
Letter to the President. Where are the buses? Your Excellency, the rains have spoken and your people are crying. As a perennial ritual, the rains have exposed not only the weaknesses in our drainage systems and road networks, but also the daily sufferings of millions of ordinary Ghanaians who rely on public transport to survive. As usual, we write not as politicians, economists, or policy analysts. We write as concerned Ghanaian media practitioners who witness with growing pain and frustration the daily ordeal of millions of citizens in the nation's capital, struggling for hours to board buses and commercial vehicles to their workplaces, schools, homes, and other destinations. Mr. President, every evening in Accra has become a battle for survival. The torrential rains have worsened an already difficult transportation situation. Roads become flooded. Traffic grinds to a standstill. Tempests flare. Drivers, exhausted by the endless congestion, often pass their frustrations on to helpless passengers. Yet it is the ordinary Ghanaian who bears the greatest burden. It is heartbreaking to watch. At bus stops across the city, pregnant women stand for hours under threatening skies, clutching their swollen bellies while waiting for transportation that may never come. School children, tired from a full day of classes, struggle to find their way home. Persons living with disabilities are forced to compete with stronger and younger commuters for the few available vehicles. The elderly are pushed from one side of a crowded station to the other, hoping that someone might show them a little mercy. The scenes are painful. They are undignified. They are unworthy of a nation that seeks progress and prosperity. Mr. President, it was a moment such as these that your government procured new public buses to augment the country's transport system. Their arrival was greeted with excitement and hope. Many believed relief was finally on the way. Yet, months after their arrival, many Ghanaians are asking a simple question: where are the buses? We were told they would strengthen public transportation, ease the burden on commuters, and eventually generate enough revenue to support the acquisition of additional fleets. It was a sensible vision. It was a practical intervention. But as the rains fall and commuters continue to suffer, the buses themselves seem largely absent from the routes where they are needed most. Every day, millions of residents of Accra struggle to move from their homes to their workplaces and back again. For many families, transportation has become one of the most stressful parts of their daily lives. Workers leave home before dawn and return long after dark. Parents worry about children stranded at stations. Businesses lose productive hours. The economy itself pays a price for a transportation system that is failing to meet the demands of a growing city. Mr. President, there was a time when public transportation in Ghana inspired confidence. Those who grew up in the 1970s remember the omnibus services with nostalgia. The buses were identifiable, dependable, and disciplined. They carried number tags, followed schedules, and connected communities efficiently. School children traveled comfortably to school. Workers planned their days with certainty. Families moved around the city with anxiety that has become commonplace today. Later came the Tata buses and subsequently the Ayalolo initiative. None may have been perfect, but they represented an understanding that public transportation is not merely a business venture. It is a social responsibility. It is a service that governments provide because mobility is essential to education, employment, healthcare, and human dignity. This is why government exists, not only to regulate, but also to intervene when citizens face challenges beyond their control. Certainly, we recognize that every region of Ghana deserves access to these buses. We understand that transportation challenges are not unique to Accra. However, the sheer scale of the crisis in the capital requires urgent attention. More than 5 million people live and work in Greater Accra. The city is the economic heartbeat of the nation. When transportation in Accra falters, productivity suffers, families suffer, the nation suffers. Mr. President, this is an appeal from the countless faces seen every evening at bus stops across the city. It is an appeal from mothers carrying babies in the rain, from workers stranded after exhausting days, from students trying to get home safely, from the elderly who can no longer fight their way onto overcrowded commercial vehicles. Let Ghanaians see the investment they were promised. Let commuters experience the relief they were assured. Let the public transport system become a source of hope rather than daily anxiety. Mr. President, the rains have spoken. Your people too have spoken. We know you are a listening president. Yours faithfully, Class FM.
Well, our challenges would always be brought to the doorstep of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama to attend to them, as long as he's leader, and whoever takes over that responsibility from him would always be drawing the attention of His Excellency to those particular issue. But I've got to...
Kwame, you're wondering why I've come in, because I know you are just about bringing medical minutes. Someone would say that, well, the buses have been deployed per the letter we just wrote or read to the president. Yes, the buses, we are told by the minister, they've been deployed. But we're asking the question, the buses were primarily brought in at the time where we were having the intra problems. And so we are situating this conversation within that context, that the intra problems we are experiencing in Greater Accra, where are the buses? For the inter ones, government says they've deployed them. We are yet to see some of them. If you've seen some of them too, you can let us know. But just to put matters into proper context so that no one comes asking those questions. You understand? It's important I put those things into proper perspective.
Okay. Thank you very much, Charles, for that clarification. But Dr. Vanessa Appiah is also standing by to come through with a health segment.
I'm Dr. Vanessa Appiah, and this is Medical Minutes. When people hear menopause, they often think of hot flushes and night sweats, but the years before menopause, called perimenopause, can affect almost every part of the body. Perimenopause is the transition before periods stop completely. It often begins in the late 30s or 40s and can last several years. During this time, hormones such as estrogen and progesterone fluctuate, and symptoms can be wide-ranging. Women may experience brain fog, poor sleep, anxiety, mood changes, irritability, fatigue, joint aches, palpitations, reduced libido, vaginal dryness, bladder changes, weight changes, and changes in their periods. Periods may become heavier, lighter, closer together, or further apart. Many women are told that they are just stressed, aging, or not coping, but sometimes the underlying issue is hormonal change. The good news is that support exists, including lifestyle changes, nutrition, strength training, sleep support, and for some women, hormone replacement therapy. If you're in your late 30s, 40s or early 50s and notice changes in mood, sleep, energy, memory, periods or sexual health, ask whether perimenopause could be playing a role. You deserve information and support, not silence. I'm Dr. Vanessa Appiah, CEO of the Accra London Health Centre. Your well-being matters.
Well, a massive thank you to Dr. Vanessa Appiah. As always, let's get to celebrate you now. We're celebrating his or her birthday today. Let us know on WhatsApp number 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. Today is a very special one for Reverend Labi Amponsa of the Christ the Center Christian Ministry. This one is coming from all your friends and loved ones. They say they love you. So a very, very special happy birthday to Reverend Labi Amponsa on this day. These are Kukua Buns. This one is coming from me, her mother, the headmistress of St. Mary's Senior High School, Ma Philo. Oh wow, that's sweet. Like, the headmistress of St. Mary's Senior High School. Prayer for her is that the Almighty God blesses her with all that brings happiness and progress in life. I love you, my daughter, my sister, and my friend. Oh, this is very touching indeed. It's the birthday of a very, very good friend of mine, Gerald Mottry, one of our own. These days also works as a PRO for the Ghana Presby Church. Happy birthday to you, Jerome, on this very special day. And happy birthday to you, my former boss, Leslie Adolistowell, as you also celebrate your day. God bless you for all the opportunities that you keep providing thousands of people. Today also happens to be the birthday of Emmanuel Delali Jakpasu. Happy birthday to you. Madame Esther Danson, you're also celebrating your birthday on this very special day. Madame Jeannie Siao, happy birthday to you as well. To you, Christopher Amenfihine Jan, you're also celebrating your birthday. Happy birthday to you. And to you, Jude Ni Otu Enim, you're also celebrating your birthday today. Happy birthday to you. And to all of you who are celebrating your birthday this day and you even want to go quiet, I want to take the opportunity to say a big happy birthday to you. But I'm being reminded to do this again. Yeah, I'm being reminded to do this one again. Today happens to be the birthday of Mr. Leslie Adu Listowell. You are the manager of GH Media Schools for many years. You've provided loads of opportunities to many young kids, many young women, many young men to turn out great in their careers, whether it's in the area of journalism, whether it's in the area of catering and more. You have provided opportunities for thousands of students over the years, and on this day, all of us, former staff of the organization and people who have worked with you in any form or the other, want to take the opportunity to celebrate you. We wish you well, sir. And if you're going to do a party, we'll be standing by for the invitation. And today is a Friday, so Chairman, Abi, you know that today being a Friday, do the do. 91.3. This is Class 91.3 FM, and this is a piece of my mind where I share my thoughts on a subject or more, and also give you an opportunity for you to share those very strong thoughts. Remember, you can do this via multiple ways on our social media platform, Class 913. We're streaming live on Facebook. You can also send us a message on WhatsApp on 0500,202, and then when the phone lines are activated, you can always place that call 0302208080, and today being a Friday as well, would love to hear from you regarding challenges in your community on our community watch. Call us and share those very major issues in your community with us. But this morning we want to focus on a conversation we started way earlier concerning the Exim Bank fraud case involving the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Bossiako, and everybody refers to him as Chairman Wontumi. Now, the Ashanti Regional Chairman of the NPP, Bernard Bossiako, popularly known as Chairman Wontumi, has initiated a plea bargain with the Attorney General in the criminal case in which he and two others have been accused of defrauding the Ghana Export-Import Bank of 14.3 million Ghana cedi. The Attorney General's office informed the High Court in Accra about Wontumi's application in a filing dated June 11, 2026, stating that he had commenced steps towards a plea agreement. According to the filing, the request was made through Chairman Wontumi's lawyer Andy Apiakubi, in a letter dated June 5, 2026, submitted under Section 162C3 of the Criminal and Other Offences Procedure Act 1960 Act 30. A notice signed by the Deputy Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Shrem Sai, and addressed to the Registrar of the High Court in Accra, was subsequently served on the accused persons and their lawyers. Chairman Wontumi, Thomas Bossiako, who is reported to be a large, and Wontumi Farms are facing 4 charges, namely defrauding by false pretense, uttering a forged document, money laundering, and intentionally causing financial loss to a public institution. According to the charge sheet filed on May 15, 2026, the accused allegedly obtained a 14.3 million fund from Exim Bank in 2018 after applying for a facility of 18.7 million on behalf of Wontumi Farms for a large-scale farming project. The prosecution alleges that no farming activities were undertaken, no machinery was purchased, and no workers were employed. It further alleged that the document presented as evidence of the purchase of farming was forged. The charge sheet also accuses the 3 defendants of causing financial loss to Exim Bank exceeding 30 million in connection with the transaction. Chairman Wontumi pleaded not guilty to all 4 charges when he appeared before the court on May 18, 2026. The court subsequently adjourned the case to June 18, 2026 for a case management conference and directed the prosecution to file its disclosures before the hearing. The move to pursue plea negotiations follows earlier attempts to resolve the matter. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayine, previously indicated that the proposals had been submitted to his office in relation to the case but were not accepted. Dr. Ayine said any plea agreement would have to be pursued through the legal process and under the supervision of a competent court. And the story goes on and on and on. This morning, when we started a conversation on this, my colleague Doc made us understand what's all the issues concerning plea bargaining is. It is law. It is not like something that has come out of nowhere. So if you're thinking it's something that has come out of nowhere, then that is not really the case. But let's look at the issues that have been raised in this matter. If you have an understanding of what the Exim Bank was set up to do, then this is even more painful. The Ghana Exim Bank has not been around since independence. It was only set up a little over 10 years ago to address concerns in this area, that's import and export, so that if you needed any funding in that area, the possibility that you're going to be supported. Today, I understand that Sylvester Adigna Mensah is a gentleman who is running the organization, and I know that previously under the NPP government, it was being run by Lawrence Agyemang, somebody I know very well. I don't know how he managed to secure this loan, But for my experience working in a bank, when you need a loan of this kind of figure, you'd have to provide a lot of documentation. I want to believe that Chairman Wontumi is financially sound to have been able to provide that. I mean, this is somebody who was showing us gold on live television. So I would want to believe that he submitted all the necessary documentations to be able to land the loan. Remember that this same amount of money could have gone to someone else who was in the space of import and export, and that person was going to be contributing his or her quota, or that person's organization was going to be contributing his or her own quota to the growth of this country. After all, when you take an amount like this, you are likely to pay some level of interest, and those funds can be used to do a thing or two for the business sector. From what we understand, this gentleman took this money in the name of going to start a farm or a large-scale farm, and my little further investigation that I have done suggests that one of his major representations when he was going for the loan was that this farm, as large as it was, and I'm told it was going to be a maize farm, as large as it was going to be providing employment to thousands of people. Now that makes a lot of sense, especially in our part of the world where so many people are leaving school and are not getting a job. So if you are taking something in the region of about 14.3 million, then I can imagine the size of this farm. From the little that I am picking up, we're looking at a farm of a land size of something in the region of about 100,000 acres. So obviously this was going to be providing an opportunity. So maybe, just maybe, this would have been one of the pitching points that his organization would have used in securing the loan. But what is so disappointing and what is so difficult to appreciate and understand is that after taking the money, and this is what upsets a lot of people about this whole plea bargaining thing, never mind it being in our laws. After taking money, the prosecution is alleging that no farming activities were undertaken, no machinery was purchased, and no workers were employed. This is someone who has taken our money. It is your money and my money. It is not money that is coming from the moon, or it's not money that is coming from the sun. It is your money and my money through the Ghana Exim Bank. This gentleman takes the money, and by virtue of his party being in office and by virtue of power and influence, he is able to secure this kind of loan. You think it is that easy to secure this amount of money as loan if you are not a very powerful or influential businessman in this country? You think it's that easy? Now you take the money, you didn't buy the machinery, you didn't start the farm, and you didn't employ anyone. That one alone is criminal. That one alone is criminal. And it takes me back to the conversation I've been raising on this platform about the activities of people who go into politics these days. The people that I read about growing up as a little child, studying social studies, reading geography at some point, and making my way through university, they didn't steal like this. They didn't misuse our resources like this. This day, Kwame called into the program yesterday. Kwame from Adenta called into the program and told me yesterday that both of them are thieves. That's the NPP and the NDC. The only difference is that one steals more and one steals less. Sometimes the impression is created, if that impression has not already found its way into public conversations, that people are only getting into politics because of what they can gain. Because if this gentleman was an ordinary individual walking on the streets and wasn't as popular as he was, and making his way through political circles, you think it would have been very easy for him to secure this kind of loan? People appear to have found their way into politics, and all they are interested in doing is to create, to loot, and to share. Because how do you take this kind of money and there's no evidence of the farm, there's no evidence of any machinery, there's no evidence of any workers employed, and to make it worse, he ends up submitting documents that were alleged to have been forged? And when the case was called, he pleaded not guilty, to suggest that I have not done anything wrong. And this was just May 18, 2026. Today is the 12th day of June 2026. How many weeks? Just a little over 3 weeks later, he turns around and is now looking for a plea bargain. This morning I read what a plea bargain is, and I'm going to read that again. A plea bargain is an agreement in a criminal case where a defendant agrees to plead guilty or no contest. Only 3 or 4 weeks ago, this same individual was pleading not guilty, but now he's asking for a plea bargaining. And my understanding of a plea bargaining is what I have read to you. Now, at this particular point, the defendant, here in being Chairman Wontumi, now wants to plead guilty. And according to what the plea bargain is, in exchange for that, the prosecutor would then possibly agree to make a concession. What the concessions are at this point, we do not know. Such as dropping more severe charges. So, for example, if he was going to be fined, let's say 50 million, or if he was going to be serving a jail term of about 25 million when this case is over, now that may be reduced to a lesser offense, or recommending a lighter sentence because now he's plea bargaining, and then there's also the possibility that out of this 14.3 million or out of this 30 million or whatever figures we are looking at, he's also going to be paying some kind of amount. Is that what we want? When this current administration was pushing very hard to come to office, what they told us was that they were going to be recovering all the loots, and they were going to ensure that anybody who has stolen our money will be punished. This whole conversation about plea bargaining is annoying a lot of people because some people have already taken advantage of this opportunity. If it is that easy to, if you like, access state funds, and then at some point when it is going bad, everybody will go for a plea bargaining, how many people will not take this option? I understand that this is captured in our books, and I understand that this is captured in our laws. But if I can steal, if I can do away with this ridiculous sums of money, and I can plea because the law allows that, why won't people be fighting their way into politics all the time? Because they have access to the world, they have access to the funds, they have access to the keys. In fact, they have access to the purse. So they can do anything, go and plea at some point, and then they get away with it. So, for example, if he's going to be punished for 25 years and he's been reduced to one, that would be the argument. Is that what we want? That people would just go away with our funding and it will be so easy because the law allows it for a plea bargaining to be done? I do not think that that's what we want as a nation. People should be punished for doing wrong. Elsewhere, people are punished for less crimes. 14.3 million Ghana cedi is over $1 million. Go to the West and how politicians are embarrassed and humiliated for stealing a few thousands. Here in Africa, with all our poverty and with all the challenges that we face, this is the monies that our politicians are just blowing away. And nothing happens. Don't we follow all the conversations at the public accounts and all the stories about politicians doing away with a thing or two? Most of the time, the cases will just become a foolish case. It's not going anywhere. Because, like we all do know, they are friends, they are family. They scratch, nothing will happen. Before you realize, the case will become a foolish case. And then before you know it, that party is out of power. The next party will come in and then they'll drop all the charges. That is the shame we're experiencing. But I'm sure Ghanaians are now very wide awake and will be looking to see how this case goes. Because this is a gentleman who was on TV and radio bragging practically every day. He called himself governor. That anytime President Mahama even had to come to the Ashanti region, he was the one who would certify for him to come. And said a lot of nonsense on radio and television. And we tolerated all of that because his party was in power. We tolerated all of those nonsense because his party was in power. And today he wants to be national chairman of that same party. I wish them well. That one is none of my business. What he chooses to do with his life is none of my business. But I'm interested in the money that we have lost. And if Exim Bank is now telling us that the figures of 14.3 million is not just about that figure, but it has cost the bank something exceeding 30 million Ghana cedi. I want to see how we're going to be retrieving those figures exceeding 30 million Ghana cedi and the kind of bargain that this gentleman would be able to pull the strings and do. Then we would know whether we are fighting corruption that seriously or whether we are just joking in this country. The phone lines have been activated. You can give me a call and share your thoughts with me. 0302208080, 0302208080. Give me a call and share those very strong thoughts with me. Or you can also reach us by WhatsApp on 0500,000 202, 0500,000 202. Or make your way to our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook. You can give us a comment, a like, a share, and a watch. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kwame.
Good morning. Is this Babs?
Yeah, Kwame.
Babs, go ahead.
Kwame, I told you I read a lot. During my days at school, I read Mario Puzo's book. If you know Mario Puzo.
The Godfather?
Yes.
I've read that book.
In his book, he said lawyers can make more money with briefcase than hundreds of armed robbers with marks and gun. So today, Wontumi's lawyer, he know that Wontumi is wrong. But what? He went to defend him. is withdrawing. Some lawyers are very wicked. I'm not saying all. Some. They know their clients are wrong, but they'll go and what? Support them at court. Kwame, I'm feeling so sad for Wontumi because I know how he's feeling from day one that is calling Ghanaians to come and support him. This is a person who can show gold on his TV to the extent that he's even telling us he wants to buy Chelsea or what? Manchester United. Today, he's crying. Have a good morning.
Have a good morning to Babs. Thank you very much for calling. 0302208080. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kwame.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
This is Shak.
Sir Shak, go ahead.
Thank you much for the opportunity, and God bless you for the good work you are doing. Special greetings to your MP, Honorable Elepe Makulu. Kwame, you have to speak for us. Our roads are no good. Speak for us. I don't know.
I will try.
Where you are a Taifa, so you don't care about Kwabinyan. Kwabinyan rules are very bad. Speak for us.
I hear you, boss.
On the issue of the free bargaining and the Wontumi issue, you see, Kwame, let me tell you, if we are we are living in hell. So you have to all the time come and give us tidbits and motivational this thing as to how to survive in this jungle, because nothing ever will work. Trust me. We are getting information that they are sending an entourage to go and see President Mahama so that they will plead that he doesn't get sentenced. And when we do things like this, then our laws are we cut the feet off the ground of the laws that we are supposed to enshrine and obey. You understand, Kwame? A country without laws can never work. U.S. is what it is today. And Britain is what it is today because they ensure their laws are no respecter of any person. This country, this morning you read the letter of the what they call the journalist to the president on the transportation issue. I mean, I will wake up in the morning, come and stand by the roadside, at 5:30. Before I'll get car 7:00. I'll stay in traffic. You know the traffic from Atomic down to Medina. You know the traffic already. When you close and you're coming back you go and join queue 1 hour 30 minutes. And you stay in traffic again. By the time you get home, almost 8:39. What kind of a country is this?
What kind of country is this? Shak, thank you very much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Seth. I'm calling from Ajekojo.
Seth, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Kwame. Yeah, I want to give two scenarios on the Wontumi case, pre-bargaining and this thing there. These two figures, said in Atamaklo and this thing for Maslock, that is one side there, and this one too for SE Bank. You see, if you remember in the gym, a corn was costing highly. That is why he have an opportunity to go and use that strategy to lob that they won't produce the corn for that is in there. Now, all the factor you say already say that he have a wealth, which they will regard that this man have a wealth. How can they come and take that money? He doesn't there. So he give them the plus. Now, the criminal aspect of that particular is that he haven't produced, he haven't farmed, he haven't do anything. That is the only option. I'm seeing that if they can sentence him, they will go to that side. But when it comes to the bank side, I know the SE Bank, the interest rate is down, and the those are down. So he used that opportunity. If the government can create a system when it's not tangible, you are practicing it, those funds should not be released today because of their interest rate. You see, the businessmen who are producing in this country, they are all using macrofinance institutions to get the interest rate of 7%, 4%, and 5% in that dimension. Especially market women, if you go there, bill is using almost 12%. Look at the way they are killing themselves. That is why the thing is causing in this country. But we are not looking at it. If you look at the institution that will help them, they will apportion it to rich people who can come and take it and go and score free. But the who they said the institution for them to help her, they will not look at them. I'll leave it for the other one too.
Seth, I appreciate you calling 0302208080. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kwame.
Yes, good morning. Yao, go ahead.
Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Please, I want to know this. If Chairman Wontumi go for pre-bargain and maybe the country or the state or the law permits him, will he be jailed after maybe paying the money?
It depends on the issues that are raised in court. The fact that he's paying the money doesn't mean that he will get away with it.
Okay. Then I totally agree with the caller who just spoken. You see, Kwame, the bank, the Exim Bank or whoever gave Chairman Wontumi the money, were there a critical analysis of what they were doing, or were they able to find out that the money that Chairman Wontumi is seeking for, is it on the right path or not? I mean, if Chairman Wontumi has made a mistake of, accessing that money, what punishment will the bank to get? The bank, are they going to go scot-free? Because you can't just give money to somebody illegally, and the person will be sanctioned and you will be there. Because you see the reason why Ghanaians we are suffering, somebody's personal interest, then they will let the country suffer and the people will suffer, and they will gain, and they and their family will enjoy. So Kwame, I'm begging the state, if somebody is found culpable, they should go down and punish whoever is involved, so that it will deter people from, doing the wrong thing. But Kwame, a letter to Mr. President is a very, very nice program. Kwame, I beg you, keep it up and just hit the government to do the right thing. Thank you very much. Kwame, God bless you.
Thank you very much, Yao, and thanks for calling, as always. Hello, good morning. Okay, I lost out on this caller, but you can also call me and share your thoughts with me. 0302208080, 0302208080. Give us a call and share those very strong thoughts with us. Or find us on our socials, Class 913 on Facebook. We're streaming live there. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, come here,
Dave, go ahead.
Yeah, come, you see, in that country, a piece of my mind, I tell you, the piece of my mind be like, you just say, and you get it, but it shouldn't be like that. If I did hear policeman offend me, or anyone offend us in this country, it's also our peace. That's why we brought this. Then if we talk about, just Dave Peter, everybody who for our peace is offended. You see, yesterday I did inside car, I'm preaching the people, there's some policeman wake up, I tell them to be peacemaker, but peace is not in the way. You look my face, you see, we human beings, we have to know right. We are not innocent. You see, you have to know who is wrongdoer and who is right doer. If you don't know that one, then the pastor will come and say that because doing something to confuse people and blame. You know, let's punish the wrongdoer on the laptop, and here is serving forever. Here we stay forever. Everybody like here. Even animal like here.
Okay, Dave, I appreciate you calling 0302208080. We'll take a few more calls and then we'll wrap up this segment of the show. Or you can send us a message on WhatsApp number 0500,202. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kwame.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, Kweku from Nungwa.
Kweku, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. May God bless you.
Thank you.
There are two issues. On the letter to the president, I think you should always play it. Midday, play it. 6 o'clock or 5:30 minutes, can't play it.
Yes, sir.
It's becoming difficult. It is becoming difficult. You stand by the roadside, 1 hour, 30 minutes, you not get car. So that's the first one. The second one, can you find out from your colleagues who are discussing the plea bargain, which other country practice plea bargain? That's my first question. And if those countries are practicing it, why are they practicing it? Plea bargaining is not good for Africa. Please, let them know. Plea bargaining is not good for Africa. So they should somebody should take it to court and let them strike it off. 2, kindly find out from Chairman Wontumi's lawyer. I know he's a practicing lawyer for so many years. Is this the first case he's dealing with, and the courts are behaving that way? For which reason he's no more going to be a lawyer for Chairman Wontumi? Or is it because Chairman Wontumi is a politician and things are not going their way? Please, we beg them. We beg them. We have suffered so much on behalf of politicians.
FM.
The common man on the street is suffering. Come and see, Junction. People are standing by looking for Tema. From here to Tema, they are not even getting cars. They will come and drive in their car, they are gone. And when they have issues, they go back door to go and plead for help. Please, we beg them. We are suffering. They should also suffer some. Thank you.
Thank you very much. 0302208080. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
I'm Prince, calling from Community 9.
Prince, go ahead.
Yeah, Kwame. My problem is I have a little issue about my area that I would like to share with you.
Okay.
There is a particular place that people dump refuse. And if the rain falls, you see the whole rubbish just run by the rain, and some also scattered around. And I've been studying that particular place, and I realized that always that is how people do around. That in fact, I'm very bad. Always it's like, so my problem is I want the government to take very strong issue about this town councilling thing, so that maybe if they can employ people around the communities who can do the work for us, you know. If the town council is there, I'm pleading for government to still help us so that we can employ more people, so that all this kind of bad sanitation around and people throwing refuse around and all that will stop, so that our country will be going. That's my problem.
Okay, thank you very much. And I hope that will be addressed going forward. Hopefully, we're going to be speaking to lawyer Ni Tete, who is a private legal practitioner, and address these issues that have arisen on the back of the plea bargaining, conversation with Chairman Wontumi. As and when we get through to him, we'll be engaging a lawyer on this particular issue. But you can also share those very strong thoughts with me on our WhatsApp platform on 0500,000 202, 0500,000 202, or you can send me your thoughts via social media platform. We're streaming live on Facebook. Look out for us, Class 913, and then we'll take the conversation from there. I understand that lawyer Ni Tete has joined us online. Counsel, good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
I'm here and hearty.
Fantastic. Lawyer, for the purpose of the uninitiated like myself, who have not spent a minute in law school, help us appreciate how this plea bargaining thing came about.
Thank you very much. Let me say good morning to your listeners. Well, this plea bargaining came to play because of
Class 91.3 FM.
Some public officers engage in stealing, financial malfeasance, causing financial loss to the state. And some of them are willing to return the money. And you know that in as much as criminal actions can be taken against public officers, it's also the intention that we are able to retrieve money that have been lost from the state. And so this law has come to resolve the matter of accused persons willing to return the money in exchange for reduction of sentence. And that's how this law has come to pass. And I think that so far it has been good, because you see, if this law hasn't come to pass, then it means that as a state you would go ahead and convict accused persons, sentence accused persons, and they'll still keep the money. Meanwhile, as a state, it's not just about taking the public officer to jail, but also finding ways of retrieving the money so that we can use the money for other important things. Because if the accused person does not tell you how or where the money is, what you can find is what you can tell the court, or you can inform the court to confiscate. And so this law has really helped the state in terms of recovery of money that are lost based on financial malfeasance or causing financial loss.
If there are strict laws with respect to corruption, do we even have to bother our heads around this? Does it not rather make it relatively easy for someone to if you like, steal in quotes. And then if the person is now in a position to give us some and get a lighter sentence, then we go with that.
That is really not the intention of this plea bargaining law. Trust me, the fact that you pray for plea bargain does not mean you will not go to jail. It also does not mean that your sentencing may be reduced. So, in the law, it says that you may even pray for plea bargaining, and your sentencing may even be increased, looking at the situation on the table before the judge. And so, it is not that when you do plea bargaining, it means your sentencing will be reduced. That is not how the law works. But at least you are doing that to pray to the court that you have recovered, you have returned all monies as a public officer that is being claimed you have stolen or caused financial loss to the state or whatever. And you are praying the court to look at it, to consider. It doesn't mean the court must reduce your sentencing. That's not the law. So this law is not to save people from going to jail, or is not to encourage people to engage in corruption. No, that's not it. But the point is that it's in the interest of the state. As I said, lots of money has been lost in this country, and even when they take people to jail, the state doesn't even find a way of recovering the money. You hear huge sums of money that are lost.
Class 91.3 FM.
That if today they are recovered, it will help and move the country forward. So what is the point? If you are taking people to jail, and after taking them to jail, the money you are even claiming they have stolen, you have not even gotten a CD from it, then what is the point? That is the cure to that problem many years ago. Because as I indicated, if I'm willing as an accused person to return the money, it is less stress for me as a state, for the state, to go about looking for properties and claiming those properties are even mine. Don't forget that when people like this engage in corruption, some of them, they don't even put the properties in their name. Monies are not even here. You've seen in many countries where some African leaders have get in corruption, and in even that, you would see that it takes many years for the state to even find out that, this money was actually stashed somewhere here, or stashed here or there. And so this plea bargaining, trust me, it is a good law for the state. It benefits the state more than the accused person. Because it's not a guarantee that as an accused person, once you return the money, your sentence will be reduction. That is not the guarantee, and that's not what the law says. The court can convince itself and say that, well, in as much as maybe we wanted to give you 20 years in jail, now we've decided that we'll give you more than that, based on even the plea bargain or the plea agreement.
So, counsel, if we can do some little maths on the back of what you have just said, I didn't know that in the case of plea bargaining, the sentence could even go up. But what I have read and what I have mostly seen with respect to this is that, so for example, in the case of Chairman Wontumi, we are seeing figures of around 30 million. So he plea bargains and is willing to offer, let's say, 10 million. Which is like a third, and he gets a lighter sentence, let's say a year or two, instead of, let's say, 20 or 30. He comes back, and he still has access to the rest of the booty, or?
No, that is not the intention of the law. If you have cost 30 million, why are you bringing 10 million? Don't forget, it's the Attorney General that must sit down and negotiate with the accused person. So if you bring to the court that someone has caused financial loss to the 30 million, bringing 10 million, and I mean, that it is up to the Attorney General to agree or not. But when the Attorney General submits the plea agreement to the court for adoption, right? It's left for the court to decide whether the sentence should be reduced or not. So that's what I'm saying, that agreement between the Attorney General and Wontumi, whatever it is, if you bring it, does not mean that the court is okay because you have bought 10 million, so your sentence should be reduced. That is not the case. As we speak, the matter is once the Attorney General has brought to the court that there's a plea bargain, there's a prayer for a plea bargain, it means that the trial will be halted till the Attorney General submits the plea agreement, indicating to the court that this is what has been agreed upon. But whatever the Attorney General must be in the interest of the state. And I'm not sure that the court will agree that the 30 million, you bring 10 million, and then you go scot-free. That is not the intention of that law. That's why I'm indicating to you that if you read the provision, there's a part that says that if the plea agreement is even submitted, the court can still decide to increase your sentence. And at that time, you can decide to even withdraw your plea agreement because it has not convinced the court why the court should. Sorry, you don't convince the court why your plea agreement should be considered in your reduction of your sentence. Are you understand, please?
So we could have a situation where, for example, let's say in the case again involving Wontumi, we are looking at figures of around 30 million. The court can say that you probably use that 30 million to do business and you earn an interest of, let's say, another 15 million. So instead of 30, pay 45 million.
All these discussions will be done between the Attorney General and accused person. So it is more of negotiations between the Attorney General in the interest of the state and the accused person. So based on what has been brought before the court, right, the court is going to look at that, and based on that, you are also going to bring the Attorney General is going to bring the plea agreement to indicate that, looking at what has been discussed, the accused person has decided to return the money. Now, it is in all this, that plea agreement does not mean that at all costs the court must adopt it and accept it at all costs. No. The court can still accept it, right, and still maintain its sentencing against Wontumi. You get the point. So that is how it is. So you are just trying. As an accused person, you are trying your luck, quote unquote. That, well, let me return the money and see whether the court may consider that because I've returned the money, my sentence should be reduced. It is not an imposition that at all costs, when the plea agreement is submitted before the court, at all costs, the accused person's sentence must be reduced. No. What the court can do is rather hold on with trial and wait and see whether in that period that the Attorney General has brought to the court in terms of the plea bargaining, the parties, the Attorney General and the accused can sit down and negotiate in terms of what to do. You see, and the point is that, of course, pushing financial loss to the state, is broad. You definitely, lots of things may be looked at. If some monies are actually with you, then that means you have to return those monies. But these negotiations that are done between the Attorney General in the interest of the state and accused person and the plea agreement submitted to the court is not a guarantee that the court will reduce your sentencing for the accused person. It's not a guarantee.
I see. So again, Counsel, help me appreciate this. On the 18th of May, 2026. Hello, Counsel, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening.
I'm saying that on the 18th of May, 2026, Chairman Wontumi pleaded not guilty to all the 4 charges when he appeared before the Accra High Court. Then, on June the 5th, we are told that the letter that was written by his counsel, lawyer Andy Appiah-Kubi, was sent on the June the 5th, which is just plus or minus 2 weeks. What could have led to this drastic, stance? Hello, counsel, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Are you talking about why his lawyer would have withdrawn his solicitorship?
No, I was saying that per what I followed with respect to the case, as at the 18th of May, which is something around 3-4 weeks ago, Chairman Wontumi pleaded not guilty to all the 4 charges. Now we are being told from the Office of the Attorney General that his counsel, lawyer Andy Appiah-Kubi, wrote to the Attorney General's Department on the 5th of June, which is plus or minus 2 weeks. And I'm saying, what could have led to that change? Is it that he foresaw something coming?
Oh, well, it is always advisable to advise. It's always advisable to tell your client to plead not guilty. I mean, it will be an error as a lawyer to tell your client to plead guilty, because if you ask your client to plead guilty, it means that automatically there's not going to be any room for any discussions or negotiation one way or the other. So that is that is a normal procedure for most lawyers. Your job as a lawyer is to defend your client, whether he's guilty or not. So that one, it has to be like that. Now, I will not be able to tell what exactly may have influenced the letter being sent to the Attorney General. But the point is, like, outside gentility, home cry, as is being said, locally. You may claim to be very innocent openly, but maybe in your bedroom, you know the things you have done. That is why the plea bargaining comes. Okay, so whatever it is, the most important thing as a lawyer is to set your client free, or help your client, at least help your client to to get his problem solved. So if in the interest of your client, you as a lawyer, you would want to write to the Attorney General and see whether you can find a better solution and lasting solution for your client. Why not? So for me, as I indicated, this plea bargaining is even in the interest of the state more than the accused person. And so there's no way, unless the negotiations that the accused person has with the Attorney General is not, acceptable. Because obviously the Attorney General will not just get up and accept any agreement or negotiations. So it must always be in the interest of the state. So a plea bargain can go and it can backfire. And the Attorney General will have to come back to the court and indicate that the plea bargain was not accepted by them. And so the case will continue. And so it's a 50-50. It has been brought. Let's wait to see whether the Attorney General will actually even agree to the terms. That's one thing. That's another thing altogether. So yes, for now, it means that the date for sentencing is on hold. For conviction and sentence is on hold until the Attorney General comes back to the court and say that, well, we went to sit down to have negotiations before this plea bargain is concerned, and it didn't go well. And that's when the court can say, okay, well, if it didn't go well, then take a date and proceed with trial. And this time we are done with trial. It's just left with a date for sentence. So it's a 50-50. Let's wait to see whether the outcome will be positive or negative.
We'll wait and see. But, Councillor, again, I want to get your thoughts on something. The financial institution involved in this case, it's pretty much state-owned, with the head of that organization pretty much appointed by government. As at the time Chairman Wontumi took this loan, it was a political appointee heading that organization. When you take a loan from a bank, the bank is responsible to ensure that whatever funds you are taking from that organization, the funds are used appropriately. Is it a case of the organization just leaving, the individual who has come for the loan, giving the person a loan and just going away with it without following? So on the back of that, there have been calls for whoever, signed off all of those documentation for Chairman Wontumi to access those loans to also be prosecuted. What do you make of that?
I couldn't agree more with those calls, because obviously Chairman Wontumi came to you that he wanted a loan. You, as a financial institution, you ought to do your due diligence. You ought to make sure that the money you are giving to that person is someone you can trust, and make sure that that particular business will be okay. And so there's no way. So I support that call. In as much as Chairman Wontumi would have to be made to face the full rigors of law, whoever signed those documents will also have to be made to face the full rigors of law. Because where from the due diligence? Did you go to bed? Did they go to bed or turn a blind eye when you are approving the loan? That's another question to look at. Or was there some inner dealings that said, okay, well, don't worry, just give him the money. I mean, it doesn't matter. So all those people must be made to face the full rigors of law. So this is a matter that must be taken up seriously, or else we will always be focusing on just the individual that has taken the loan, and we will not take action against those who should have done due diligence and make sure that this loan or this money they're giving, the financial assistance they are giving to the businessman is really a good, attempt or not. So I agree.
Council, finally, most of the stories that have emanated from this plea bargaining thing in recent times appear to be with politicians. How can we curb this? Can we put in any mechanisms legally to even stop us from getting to this point?
This plea bargaining is not just for politicians anyway, but of course today we can see that. You can indicate that it is for now, it's politicians that are in this particular issue, but it is for public officers. Maybe in the future, we'll have public officers who will come and pray for plea bargaining. But so far as we do not have our systems in properly tightened, we'll always have issues of corruption, financial laws to the state, and all that. These issues will always come. It is our system that we must tighten, and sure that there's zero tolerance for corruption. If not, we'll have this all the time. It doesn't mean that corruption is a Ghanaian problem. It is not a Ghanaian problem. It has always been there. It has always been there. But the point is that how can we mitigate the issues of corruption causing financial loss to the state? It's a matter of making sure that we tighten our systems. And so if we tighten our systems by making sure that when monies are being given, there's due diligence, we don't just get up and allow political influence to determine whether someone should be given money or not, but rather make sure that if things must be done properly, it must be done in a manner that they will not come out with issues or financial loss to the state and whatever. I'm not sure we'll be here. But in as much as we think about that, we must also find a solution to find a way of retrieving money that are lost. So yes, tighten the systems, all right, but just in case the system, the screw is loose and there's corruption, how do we recover the money as a state? That's where the plea bargaining comes. So that in as much as a state, you would identify some properties of the accused persons and say that I am seizing these properties because these are the money you have used it, right? You must also make room for the accused person to confess himself and say, I'll bring the money, because perhaps what you have seized may not be equal to the money that are lost. And as I indicated, in as much as we are willing and always ready to say that accused persons or public officials or politicians should go to jail, you must also be interested in how you get the money. Because what's the point of taking someone to jail and it will still come back to zero? It means that all those money that are lost, it means the state must find a way of working again. It's just like money, someone has stolen your money. You budgeted the money for something and your money has been stolen. What do? So it means that in the long run, you have to go back and work and find a way of filling in getting the same amount of money to do whatever you wanted to do for your budget. And so, to me, on both ends, tightening our systems, all right, but that plea bargaining is also good for the state more than the accused person.
Counsel, we appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
I'm grateful.
So that's lawyer Ni Teti educating us on these issues of plea bargaining.
Good morning, good morning.
corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This man, Wontumi, felt he was above humanity, beat his chest, and said a whole lot of rubbish. Now the law is going to put him in his place, and we would all witness it. Okay, thank you, SK Intama. Real son from East Airport. You see, plea bargaining is in our judiciary system. This law must be amended. I can't just get it how sometimes people steal from us and still have the right to go and bargain. Who fights corruption like this? Democracy is not for the black man. I agree with you. It's not. Good morning, Kwame. Okay, it's not my write-up. It's my producer and my news editor. They put it together brilliantly. So let me pass the fans on to them, for doing a great job. I like the fact that you guys are enjoying the segment so much. So they should also collect the fans some. You see, not too long ago, we were told by the Minister for Government Communications that the new buses were in to ease transport challenges in the capital. 3 days ago, the Deputy MD for Metro Mass was on TV saying all the 100 buses are for long distances, intercity. Are they working with government or on their own? Why is the government in a hurry to fill the people? Oh, Eddie. You kill me. The government is in a hurry to fill the people. Oh, that's an interesting one. Kwame, getting a vehicle to work these days and returning home in the evening is so difficult. So your letter to the president came in handy. Okay. More fans for my news editor. Let us be careful as a country. Some people are sentencing their own corrupt politicians to death. Joe in North Kaneshi, you sent this one. Kwame, good morning. Please help us use your platform to beg. You don't have to beg any contractor. You are paying them. Hey, Bana. You don't have to beg them. Uncle Kwame, please get the contractor working along the Pantine Abokobi Road to please come back to site. The road is getting worse than before. Can you imagine that drivers on that road have given notice that from next week they will not be working on that road because of their vehicles getting challenges all the time? The road minister should pay attention to this one. Sam, you sent this one. Okay, thank you, Sam. This one says, good morning, Kwame and your team. Kindly help me celebrate these very special souls. Olivia, governor of Swedru, comforts Na Ashokot Labi, and a belated one to Alfred Komi Jovakbo. May God continue to shine his face on them and in good health. The love is deep from Jonathan. Yeah, the love is deep. Just like Doctor is promising to show me love after 10 this morning. He says he's taking me to the Mahama Care office. It is not the one you people know. We are going to Mahama Care. Not the one you people know. We are going to the proper Mahama Care. Where are the buses, Mr. President? You say this suffering started before the worsening state of our roads. From better practices elsewhere, the ministry and the police would not delay in putting in measures to let these buses have an effect. They can look at their superior plan when the next consignment of buses come in. Anything less and the minister is not fit for purpose. Al Hassan, you sent those one. Kindly help me celebrate these very special people. Okay, I've done that a short while ago. This one says, happy birthday, Mom. You are not just a mother. You are our first friend, our greatest teacher, and one of our biggest blessings. We love you, Mom. Stay blessed. Regina Adekoti, from your children, Ajiti, Lai, Ajili, and Ajoko, and your 12 grandchildren. Grandma do all. Okay. This one is coming from Christopher. You say, Kwame, good morning. My suggestion on this pre-bargaining law is that the accused should pay the total amount you took. Finished. Okay, I like the way you put it. Finished, they're finished. So after he finishes paying, then what? Or he or she finishes paying, then what? No. You should go and sleep. I think so. I'm small. Good morning, Kwame. Please contact engineer Amon Kote and speak to him concerning the flats. That's the local government, the local governance expert, if I recall. We've spoken to him on this platform a number of times before. You see, he has some great ideas on the flats and on the wetlands as well. Okay. We'll speak to him. Don't worry. We'll speak to him. Keep your messages coming on WhatsApp number 0500,000 202 0500,000 202, and we'll be getting into the issues in the studio very, very shortly. you're on the transport thing. Charlie, is the thing that bad?
Kwame, it is. It's bad.
What is the issue,
Because me, I leave home at dawn. I may not see the numbers that are on
even
the
on the
road
motorway.
sometimes.
You know, when you get to the 18 junction, as early as before 6 a.m., you find a lot of people by the roadside.
Kanode.
The cars are not there.
Because that side is not too far from the Ajay Kojo.
Yeah, not too far. Yeah.
Is there a bar station or so they will use that stretch?
Kwame, it's serious. It's serious. And I bet you.
And now we are using the buses too for intercity.
Yeah. So that's the issue. The issue is that we understand it's all well and good if government says that it's using it for intercity, because at the end of the day, the buses were procured for certain transport services in the country. We understand.
But the challenges that we raised at the time,
they
were not
intercity. They are still there.
They were intra.
Yes, the challenges are still there. So that is why we are asking the question that where are the buses? So 3 days ago, like I spoke with the minister, Honorable Nikbe, he told me that the buses have been deployed, and so if we need any clarification, we should speak to Metro Mass. Metro Mass, so we are calling them, and Mr. Ouattara is not answering. So we need to have some clarity in terms of how we are going to deal with the challenges intra. Because if you get to the 37, you know, the bus terminal, the bus stop, like we say, in front of the Maxmart area, a number of people, Kwame, from around 4 or 5 thereabouts. Kwame, you can't count them. It is as though they are going for a convention somewhere. When I get there, I ask myself, where are they going? I'm going.
After work now.
So all of these people are trying to catch the same limited number of commercial buses we have in town. And they are struggling. The other time when I got there, I stayed there. It was myself and Abba. So we left the office. Abba left before myself. Abba left sometime around 4. And then I left around 7 p.m. thereabout. I got there and Abba was seated there. And Abba was telling me that, look, I'm not getting car. And that has been the daily challenge of the ordinary Ghanaian who travels a lot, who goes to his workplace or her workplace because, of course, I need to go and work. If I don't work, I wouldn't be able to feed or fend for my family. But your boss wouldn't take it that in the morning you are saying that you didn't get a car early, so you couldn't get to work early.
He will tell you wake up early.
Wake up early.
And that's all
that's the point, Kwame. See, this is the struggle I go through. So I wake up 3 o'clock. By 3:30, I'm by the roadside. 3:30, I'm by the roadside, trying to catch a car to Accra, and I'm not getting. This is what other people also go through. So Kwame,
are you going to leave a God? Doc has been giving you this advice. I don't want to take it.
But how can you give me an advice?
Here,
we are beyond.
You can work and come to. You want to go and leave a golf.
Now we've gone past the stages where you only motivate us and add the cash.
Doc cannot
just advise me to come and leave
duplex.
What is the issue?
So
about this transport matter?
The issue is that
people are not getting cars.
Doc is not feeling it too.
Oh, okay.
Move to and fro.
Oh, yes.
And the buses to that came. I get the point of is it Haruna Reid? I think that's his name. The deputy
one Reid.
Yeah. Is it Haruna Reid or something? I get the explanation that the buses had to be paid for, but when we were shouting for the buses, it wasn't intercity wahala. You said you are bringing in the buses to deal with that problem, and this was Christmas time, if you remember. Now the buses have come. You say you want to do intercity. I don't have a problem. My challenge is that is not the need now. The need
what is
now
not the
is
need
the
now?
intra.
Well, who said that is not the need now?
No, Doc, be fair. Doc,
I need a pen. I need a pen.
The fact that
give me a pen. Don't give me a pencil.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
The fact that you see people by the roadside not getting vehicle and stuff to commute doesn't mean that there are no vehicles in the system.
I didn't say so.
I'm
saying that, but we need more. And when we clamored for more, you said you would bring the bus.
Yes, and
now you have brought the buses to. You have taken it to Siberia.
You're not taking it to Siberia. I mean, you've brought the buses, and the buses comes with some responsibility.
But you didn't know this from the onset. When you
I don't know that when you get there.
How about the idea SK race, for example? Use the 100. The buses have to be paid for. We get it, but use the 100 to attend to the immediate need. Because I remember he himself was here, and I listened to his name is not coming. That the next batch of 100 was going to come in. I think is it somewhere in July or August?
Yes.
And then there will be a final batch which will come in, I think October, December.
Yes.
When all the 300 are in, then you can do the intercity, intra, and whatever plan you want to do. But for now, the immediate needs are intra.
Are you aware that it is contractual. Maybe there are timelines to do first payment of installment for the buses.
So
we don't have money to pay.
So you don't go ahead.
We don't have money.
But you want them to go and take another money from somewhere to come and pay.
So you don't go ahead.
The buses will have to work for itself.
No, so
the buses that money that they chop,
we get to Kwame, we get that point.
I understand that the Ghanaian people are stranded by the roadside, but I'm saying that in all of this conversation, Kwame, have you asked the question? Even with these buses, fine.
And that's what was his name?
As in the roads.
Yes. Even with these buses.
I mean, Bracco Powers said early on.
At least a fair bit of the intra-city roads are not bad like that. If you are moving from, let's say, Malam Junction to Accra or Edem, and
Kwame,
the road is good.
The buses would be a number. For now, we have 100, isn't it? So we
but
understand.
The 100 are
the point is
all
that
over the
yes,
country.
The point is that these buses would have to be paid for. We all understand that, but it means you don't go ahead to say that we are bringing the buses to solve in the immediate term the intra challenges we are having, because in as much as we understand that you are using it for inter,
do you have any evidence to
that? But weren't you the one? Why you were not part of this team? You've not been a part of this thing from last year.
I don't remember that there's any official communication that we are bringing 300 buses to come and solve intra.
Be an official communication.
So what are you saying?
No, they need no. We've had the conversations here several times, and it was during the Christmas festivities. Unless you are telling me you are not part, you are not punctual.
Are you a policy? Are you a policy?
You are telling me you are not punctual on this morning show. Is that what you are saying?
Yes.
You are not punctual.
Yes.
Okay. So then,
are you a policy maker?
So let me tell you what we discussed on this show and had conversations with the relevant authorities. On this show, we spoke to people who raised concerns about the fact that they were struggling or they've been struggling to get commercial buses.
That was during Christmas.
During Christmas, we engaged the relevant authorities and then the various transport operators who are
which one is the relevant authority?
Which
one is the relevant authority?
Who are taking?
Give me specific. I say relevant. Which one is the relevant?
I'm helping you, including Haruna Aparedu.
He's one of them. We spoke to a number of them because a lot of these commercial transport
and spoke to his boss.
We're taking advantage of the system and fleecing monies from these, unsuspecting public. So you are taking a car from, say, for instance, 37 to maybe Medina. Let's say it's 5 cities. But because of the times we were living in and the fact that the number of vehicles available were not matching up to the number of people who were trying to catch these vehicles, they were taking the opportunity and taking, say, 10 cities. That complaints were there. Unless you are telling me that during that period, you were not here. But I remember you were here, but for your own mischievous and, your own, which I understand. But the point must be made, Doc. The point is that we understand that government would have to pay for these vehicles. And so the inter. But in the meantime, what's government's plan in terms of dealing with the intra issues that we are experiencing?
But they've allocated some of the buses for this intra business.
But it's been long. It's been how many months now?
The fact that you are not seeing them doesn't mean that they exist.
They've not deployed yet. They've allocated.
Yeah,
the intra one. At least I would have seen one.
Why the delay? Why the delay?
The fact that I'm saying that the fact that you don't see, where do you pass?
Look, Accra is not big like that too. I would have seen one somewhere.
One thing you
Accra
said
is not big like
that.
At least I would have seen one.
You want us to put these buses on this your Temamoto way? For what?
So what are you talking about?
For what?
So what? But it's the not part of Ghana.
So that you break it down you break it down in the next few months and come and tell us that we've gone for rickety buses. Please.
We will not do that. It's been work done.
Yes.
The motor is being work done.
Yes. So use your sprinters and your this thing like that. Accommodate your sprinters and your this thing like that.
No.
When the motorway is done.
So we'll talk.
You'll be the same people come and sit here and say,
for the ordinary Ghanaian, Doc. The point is,
why are you not an ordinary Ghanaian?
Very germane question, and you will not use these machinations. What's the word? You not to swerve the question. You would answer because you have held yourself as the spokesperson for government.
I am not a government spokesperson.
The point is that we are asking the questions. Where are the buses for the intra challenges we are having? Simplicity. Government should just answer. And I don't know why Ouattara this morning is even not answering our call. Yesterday we called him, he didn't answer. This morning he didn't answer. But meanwhile, the sector minister
he's
answered.
Busy. He said he's in a meeting.
Than the sector minister. The sector minister who was entering a meeting at the time I called him yesterday, he took the call and told me that, look, Charles, I'm entering a meeting. You know, the transport operators had given I think it was like some 2 weeks away when they early on announced that they were going to increase transport fares. The next pricing window was going to be some 2-week period, which I suppose should be around this period. It should be around this period. So yesterday when I called Nikbe, he told me that they were going into a meeting.
No, the 2 weeks is June 16.
June 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we spoke to him on June the 2nd.
I see.
So June 16 is what? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday or so?
I see. Yeah. And so yesterday he told me that he was entering a meeting with them and that the buses had been deployed. We should speak to him. Yeah, that's the minister. You know, we're here bashing him and...
The old Metro Mass buses, some of them are still around.
Yeah.
But it's not enough. It's just not enough.
Ayalolo is also... I see Ayalolo.
But it's not enough.
You join Kaswa. I'm saying that these buses are in the system. Kaswa, you see the buses Ayalolo, Metro Mass.
When you make this assertion, then it's a ground for debate. When you say these buses are in the system, what do you mean? We are not necessarily talking about the old buses. We are talking about the 100 buses which were procured and with the intention. He doesn't feel it. He doesn't feel it. You see, you are not talking as an ordinary Ghanaian. You are, what's the word? I'm trying to get the word. You fall within a certain bracket.
This is your jandam. It will not work.
Within a certain bracket.
This is your jandam.
Who are okay
against
because you are driving an
the Metro Mass.
You are driving an Escalade.
Agency.
Okay. You are driving an Escalade. You're okay. Talk like a Ghanaian.
I am talking like a Ghanaian. I'm saying that
you are not.
The buses are in. 100 of them have been received. Government is taking steps to put them into the system.
Taking steps at this time. Taking steps, Kwame. At this time, I'm still talking about taking steps. Christmas tree, how many months now?
The bus is never
Christmas tree,
when did the bus arrive?
So, months
No, but when did the bus arrive?
Hold on, relax.
But, Doc, shouldn't there be a plan even before the buses arrive?
Yes, exactly what I'm come to see. Months after, is government saying that they didn't have plans?
That's what I'm saying. Shouldn't there be a plan even before the buses arrive?
Let's say after 3 months, 4 months, the buses are in. The buses are here. Are they not?
Yes.
So, where are they parked?
But this is government. This is government business. It's not like your own private business. You can easily sit in your office and sign off. Go and take this one, take this one, take this one. There.
Dog doesn't have anything to say.
We'll see. If the first 100 is down, being used for intercity,
it's serious, Charlie.
We'll take it back.
July, August is not too far away. When the next 100 come, let me see whether they'll use it for intra. Because even with that, it's not. And the other day, someone was telling me that they have been shared. Even with the sharing, it's not like some 2x2 formula. The numbers in, let's say,
of course,
Upper West are nowhere near, let's say, the numbers in Accra. So I don't expect that if the buses come, wage 10.
No,
definitely. I'll leave that to the Metro Mass. They would have their own formula on, because I'm sure they have the data and they know where the traffic is, they know where the numbers are. So if, let's say, 20 is going to go to, let's say, location A, I'm sure they have all of that information.
We'll
leave it to them.
Let's see them.
We'll leave it to them and take their conversations from.
So Kwame will go back.
And people are really worried about this conversation. So let me read some messages that have come in even before we get into plea bargaining issues. Good morning. Kwame, tell Doc to stop defending the indefensible. Where are the buses? I'm reading like the way the person
this one you are creating.
No.
I will not.
For you. Gabi in Agbuba has sent this.
Gabi, good morning.
Where are the buses? We are really toiling. Okay, so now he's talking about his stretch. As well, straight there you have too many problems. Your road is not good. The buses too are not good.
Charlie.
Look, the people who live on that stretch. It's like every time you see them, they are lamenting from Adenta barrier all the way to the end of that, and you see it's a straight road, so you keep going. So from barrier to
the contractor is still not on site.
I don't even.
Charlie.
Gabi, please come back to me again. Is a contractor there? Because the last time I took that road twice in the first week of April
Kwame.
And the last week of April. The contractor was not there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sometime last month, I also used that stretch.
So he says, those of us who live around Dodua, Oyibi, and that stretch, Ashiye, Amrahia, that stretch, the road is bad. The buses too are not coming.
Don't worry, Doc said the buses are not coming.
Gabi,
you soon see
Maybe your buses are on the way. At least if the roads are not good, maybe the buses will be coming. But I see a lot of cars on that stretch every time I use it. I see a lot of cars. The challenge, road, you know, the challenge for the people on that community that they've even shared on this platform is this. So you live at Dodowa, which is like the last town, pretty much. Although it can go to Sumenya and all of that. They say it's very difficult to get, let's say, a street car from Accra all the way to Dodowa. So you have to do piece. So maybe you get a car to, let's say, 37. You're doing 37 to Medina. You're doing Medina to Adenta. You're doing Adenta to OEB. And then you're doing OEB to... So instead of paying, let's say, X amount of...
Let's say 10 cities.
You know, 10. You end up probably paying 20 or something like that by the time you get home.
That's the thing.
And it's like every day because you are working Monday to Friday.
That's the thing. It's sad. It's sad. So, I mean, and your salaries have not been increased. Your minimum wage is the same.
Doc, you're angry people. That's what is coming from.
I don't know why Doc was trying to defend
from Tony in Shukura.
We just asked a simple question.
Doc should be very, very serious.
Tony. My regards to all the Shukararians.
And this one is coming from Eddie Medina. You say, Kwame, what is the core mandate of the Metro Mass and the STC, respectively? Okay. You say, from my knowledge of Metro Mass, it is mainly for intra-city. Well, they do intercity as well. Even if they have to pay for the buses, will the people in the city board them for free? Obviously not.
That's how they generate the money.
It's not free.
Pay, but it's not generating.
If they make more money from intercity rather than intra-city, and that's what Doc was trying to explain the other day, that from their analysis,
see, that is even where the problem is. I don't know why all of this analysis, because it's a business model. You need to do some of this analysis before you even decide to go in for it. Because see, Kwame, there are some vehicles you are better off using them for long distances than short distances.
Of course.
And so you realize that when you buy that car, even as an individual, and you are driving it in town just for town riding and stuff like that, you realize that you even spend more on fuel. You get it? Because the car's capacity always has to be stretched to a certain level. And so if you don't do that analysis well and you just go in for right now, I don't even, so clearly me in my mind, I'm even thinking that the Metro Mass itself knew exactly what they wanted to, the type of buses they wanted to procure and for what purpose.
And so why they lied to Ghanaians?
Why? Is that what you are saying?
So they lied to Ghanaians.
Is that what you are saying?
Is that what you are saying?
You
said from the onset they knew why they wanted to procure the buses.
So, I am tempted.
There you go.
I am tempted. Okay. But I said I am tempted to believe that consideration went into the decision. Because other than that, I don't think that you go and procure a bus for intra, and now all of a sudden it is being used for inter.
And you see, Doc, that's where I have a problem. We understand that government would have to pay for these vehicles because, I mean, you got them from a country and the country of origin will not give them to you for free. But throughout the Christmas festivities, the narrative was such that government has listened. And I think the minister even held press conferences. Government has listened, especially with specific regards to the issues that we're facing in Greater Accra. And government would deploy. You recall that there was a time the minister deployed a number of buses for just the Christmas period, Kwame. And we're even here asking the question where the buses were, because I didn't see any of them. To the extent that some of the texts were even asking, so where are these buses? They deployed some to the this route. That's this circle, Nungwa, route. There was some on the 37 Medina, and all of those places. And we ask the questions. So if we're asking the question where the buses are, it is very important because, see, the problem still persists. And government says that throughout the Christmas festivities, government says that, we are bringing in a number of buses. And these buses would augment the fleet that we have to ensure that we are able to deal with the problems.
I'm getting a confirmation from the Metro Mass organization with respect to the 100.
Okay.
At this point, it's been dedicated for intercity operations.
We have no problem with it.
So maybe the remaining 200 at some point when they come in may also be dedicated to something else.
Okay, yeah, definitely. So then would it be good? Would it be a fair question if you ask what plans government has to dealing with the intra ones? Because the intra
when the new buses come.
That's the problem. So we are expecting them when? July?
I'm told the next consignment is around July, August.
I mean, it's okay.
And then the last one, I think before the end of the year or something like that.
Kwame, this wasn't what we were told, but it's good.
Let's move on. Let's move on.
Let's hope that the right things are done.
How far with your $20 million plea bargaining case?
Why?
Who is that, yo? Who is that, yo?
Charles, you listen to Lawyer Tete,
yeah.
And the pointers that he raised. They're very, very strong and revealing points that he makes a point that, look, for those who are saying, oh, this should be expunged, this should be removed and all of that, he makes a point that, look, sometimes without laws like this, even having access to the properties of some of these politicians is so difficult, because most of them,
without such laws,
okay, most of them are not stupid. Most of these things that they, even if they've stolen the money, if they have houses, cars, whatever,
you hide them.
They will put it in the name of their 6 months daughter, in the name of their uncle's daughter's son's niece. You can't find them. So if there is a law like this that will compel somebody to at least bring, it is better than nothing and just incarcerating the person, and we don't get anything. We rather would even spend money to feed the person in jail. I don't know where you stand on this. At least Doug gave us his views in the morning, but I don't know where you stand on this.
So when I listened to Council Tete, one of the key things he mentioned was that the fact that you are plea bargaining doesn't mean, you are entering into a plea bargain agreement with government doesn't mean that your sentencing will be necessarily reduced. And I was like, okay, then it gives me some assurances that this law, after all, is not entirely bad. But has that been the case? Maybe Doc can give us some education in that regard. But has that been the case that any time someone enters into a plea bargain agreement with government, having been accused of certain corrupt deals, government decides that, or per the ruling of the court, the person's sentencing goes up? I'm just asking myself the question, because I think ultimately what the people are asking is, government, well, these set of people have, gotten themselves embroiled in some corruption here and there, and Operation Recover All Loot, after it did its work, a number of questions have been raised, a number of issues have been raised as regards the performance or the conduct of certain public officials, and some of these public officials already trial is ongoing at the court. And so if people are asking the questions, when you say that you would have them all jail, what really did you mean? And so if you ask the ordinary Ghanaian out there what he or she wants in terms of ensuring or accountability, they will tell you that all those corrupt people who are already in court, they want to see them behind bars. But then the question is, okay, so they've looted huge sums of money. So how do we ensure that the state is able to recover these monies? And that is when the plea bargaining thing comes in. So it comes in as a measure or as something that would help the state at the end of the day get what monies have been looted from the states. Because mind you, we go to the IMFs, we go to these international agencies for, pittance. And yet public officials are able to loot huge sums of money which could be channeled into developmental projects and developmental works into the country. So for the ordinary Ghanaian, he wants to see the people just go behind bars and say that, yes, this government has done what, this government has done what, but government is also looking at how do we get the money to ensure that we are able to provide the development that the people need. So I think that if you ask me, per the argument made by the council this morning and I listened to, it looks like it's a good deal for me. We should take it. But really, we want to see a period where the one who is being accused is made to pay the money or a certain percentage of it, and the person still goes to prison as regards the number of years that is required by law for the person to go to prison. because that is what would ultimately give respite to the Ghanaian people. But if you come back and then you make it look like, well, you recall there was a time when the Attorney General had to mount the podium and said that somebody, I forgot who the person is, but it's one of these officials who is being tried in the court, and said that, well, he's requested for a plea bargain, agreement with government, and so we've taken that. And that was when this whole thing about what this plea bargaining thing is really about, and legal persons would have to come in to give us some education in that regard. So the ordinary Ghanaian really doesn't, and I'm choosing my words carefully, because of the fact that these issues are very heavy in terms of the wanton corruption that have been perpetuated by some of these officials. The ordinary Ghanaian is just interested in seeing the person behind bars. The ordinary Ghanaian is not really thinking about the monies involved and how we would be able to get these monies. But that is what government is also concerned about, to ensure that we are able to recoup or get a lot of these monies that have been stolen from the state and yet still have the persons behind bars. But I think that it is increasingly looking like it's become a comfortable escape route for a lot of these public officials. When they realize that possibly, they are going to be thrown behind bars, then it becomes a route where they can actually seek some mercy from the prosecutor, if you like. Of course,
but that will not change the fact that if the offense has to put you behind bars, you still go behind bars.
But the number of years will be reduced, isn't it?
I mean, like I said this morning, plea bargaining does three things.
Council says it can even go up.
Yes, I mean, depending on but largely, I've not seen, well, he's a senior, I don't know, but so far, the ones I have seen, it has always reduced
that's the point.
The punishments. So three things that plea bargaining is supposed to do. Yeah. Three things. Mm-hmm. Either to reduce the offense to a very lesser offense, which of course, if the offense has been reduced from what it was to what it is now, definitely the punishment will also reduce. It's that simple. Two, it is also to cause you to withdraw the matter, withdraw the charges against that accused person. And then the last one is also a reduction in the punishment regime for that particular offense that the person might have committed. So at the end of the day, there's going to be, unless there is a withdrawal, and largely I've not seen a situation where there's been a total withdrawal of the case. And don't forget too that the fact that the matter is withdrawn or the case is withdrawn doesn't mean the matter has been totally taken off. Yes, closed. You understand, Kwame? So these are some of the things that the plea bargaining arrangement in our statutes puts on the table for any accused person.
And you see, that's what the ordinary Ghanaian doesn't understand. The ordinary Ghanaian will tell you that Manonko pro or jail. Let the person rot in jail. Because you see, the corruption in the system has
to serve as a deterrent.
The corruption, say again.
To serve as a deterrent.
Yeah. They want
but we also need that money.
That's what I'm talking about, Kwame. So if you ask me, I think that, Ghanaians must learn to tone down their expectations sometimes in terms of some of these prosecutions. The most important thing is, the monies are gotten back, or if not all, a chunk of it, a large percentage of it is gotten back to the state. And then whoever is being prosecuted is also made to, go behind bars. But if the sentencing regime is reduced, so be it. I mean, it's a win-win for government, isn't it? Government gets the money, the person goes to jail, and it would serve as a deterrent for others. So I think that the ordinary Ghanaian will just have to tone the expectations when it comes to some of these prosecutions, Kwame. Otherwise, it's a good thing, I should say.
Well, we're here.
And to say that there should be a lot of education in terms of what this plea bargaining thing is all about. Because once you hear plea bargaining, plea, okopacho, that's what the ordinary Ghanaian thinks. So, but for the education given to us this morning by counsel and Doc here this morning, in fact, in my layman's perspective, he's just going to plead. And there'll be some background negotiations that will be done between their side. Mind you, people have a certain perception about politicians, i.e. NDC, MPP, specifically in this regard. Oh, yeah, they are the same. Okay, so they've started a plea bargaining agenda. Oh, that's the thinking of the ordinary Ghanaian on the street. Or major is patch. Ben they will fail you. And those are the things. So of course it relates to the court system and and what have you, but there should be some further explanation that is done when it comes to some of these things.
And again, the court also has the discretion whether or not to accept that. Yes,
I see.
So you can reject it and say let the trial continue.
So it's not as though...
What are the chances that would happen? They will not be interested in what you have to say? Because I listened to... I read the comments of Dr. Ayine on the same matter that I think Tim Wontumi wanted to engage them privately and he rejected the offer, saying that they should rather play out in court. As in they should go through the legal process and not let's sit and have a conversation here.
So essentially it's not accepted it.
Okay, so my understanding of, I'm trying to get that link again. My understanding of that story that I read, this must be about maybe 2 weeks ago. I'm trying to look out for that link. That's
Chairman Wontumi wanted to engage him. Him as in.
Okay, so yeah, I think I found that.
As the AG.
Yeah, as the AG, not he personally. The office of the AG. The office of the AG. Yeah. That the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Dr. Ayine, previously indicated that proposals had been submitted to his office in relation to the case, but were not accepted. Dr. Ayine said any plea agreements would have to be pursued through the legal process and under the supervision of a competent court.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So the plea that is the in fact that is the way to go, as you've read. The Attorney General has said that is the procedure, I must say. So yes, the Attorney General, whoever is in charge, maybe your friend, your brother, or whatever. You cannot just say, "I'm going to see the Attorney General," and blah 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 blah. No. It is not. That is not the procedure. The procedure is that there should be the involvement of the Attorney General. In fact, he is the one you are supposed to engage and have that negotiation with. He needs to be very much involved in all of the processes leading to the plea bargaining arrangement. And after that, then he would then, put the matter before the court, and the judge would have to listen to the various positions, and then the court will also take a decision on whether or not to accept the plea bargaining. And I'm told that this is supposed to be done in 30 days. But if nothing is done before that, and the matter is already, the trial is already ongoing, it will still proceed until the finality is brought to the matters before the court. And so the court would also, it is not absolute that the fact that the Attorney General has brought a plea bargaining arrangement before it has to accept it. The judge will listen to the matter. Just that the judge is not part of the earlier negotiation leading to the plea bargaining agreement. The judges are not part. Per procedure, the judges are not supposed to be part. They will only be in their court, and then the motion will be moved before it, for it to determine whether it will accept that arrangement brought before it by the Attorney General
just clarification.
Or the prosecutor who's handling the case.
So, would it carry weight if the Attorney General, for instance, says that, okay, I've listened to it and I think that let's go on that tangent, and then they all make a case in unison before the court? Can that potentially influence whether or not the court would accept?
Of course.
They can.
So, now that the laws indicate that the court can take a discretionary position on the matter, it means that you have to go to court and convince the court why you think that this particular matter should go through that plea bargaining arrangement. And so the Attorney General will have to go to court. That is why I'm not surprised that the Deputy Attorney General, the Honorable Sremsai, has moved that motion to be heard on Monday or so. Next week, I think somewhere next week, on the plea bargaining thing. So the Attorney General, the prosecutor, now would have to go and make a case as why the plea bargaining arrangement would have to suffice to be able to get some or recoup some of the earnings or whatever that is in dispute. before the court. Yes.
All right, let me take some messages, and then today being Friday, we'll go light very, very shortly. You see, the government is in haste to disappoint the public through their ministers and square pegs. As for the transport mess, it's just about our inability to solve problems. During the X-month difficulties, STC was commandeered to salvage the situation, ease the vehicles, and make payments easy for all of us. If the government is not in a haste to fail, they should continue playing around with the transport system. Okay. Gabi, you come back to say the contractor is on the road, but he's working at a snail's pace. They start work around 8 a.m. and by 2 they are finished. They can equally work 24/7 to speed that up, but what they are doing on that stretch is very, very slow. There are a lot of people on that stretch due to the moderate cost of rent. Okay.
It makes sense, eh? Yeah.
Good morning, Kwame. Yesterday around the Mamubi stretch, close to Accra Girls, I saw one of the metro buses stuck in traffic. Okay, the new one. Okay.
That is in the system.
Then he's found his voice.
Yeah. So let's go back.
We'll go back.
Yeah, we need to go back.
We'll go back. But let's move on.
Today
is a Friday, and we want to take this easy. Lizzie has joined me for a reason, or she has joined us in the studio. We're asking a very simple question today, and I'll start with the ladies first. Who should be contributing more? And here we are not just looking at marriage, but we're looking at relationship and everything. Because these days, even in relationship, you are sharing bills. And
they already told you here on this platform.
Because once we say marriage, you're free.
They already told you. Emmanuel Kra already they had taken an entrenched position. Say, even Kra, dating Kra, you have to pay more. Let alone this. Irene and you were here that day.
Sorry.
Someday we will push Lizzie out of our house.
No. We certainly should do that.
Before we push her
we certainly should do that.
We will start the conversation.
And then Doc
Lizzie,
will be.
Who should be contributing more? And why? This means that she's going to support some people.
Who should be contributing more? I don't. There shouldn't be something that is fixed, depending on the kind of relationship you find yourself in. Yeah, some relationship, the man has everything, so he doesn't want the lady to spend a dime.
And the woman can also have everything.
Yes, no, both have everything, but the guy doesn't want the lady to spend a dime. And some people also find themselves in a relationship where the man is trying to make it in life. In this stage, both ways they would spend. And there's some relationship, the guy is not working at all, and the lady literally take care of maybe the house or spending.
Some to the lady is not doing anything.
And so, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It depends on the kind of relationship you find yourself in. So there's no like rules or regulations that is laid down for us to follow in terms of who is supposed to spend on the other, who is supposed to not spend. Some ladies are givers. They love to give to their men. They love to, not necessarily in terms of money, but buying gifts and stuff.
Okay. Clarification.
Yeah, buying gifts and.
Because I wanted to ask, what do you mean by their givers?
Yeah, buying gifts and other stuff for their men, and it could get to a point the man could be stranded. He needs money to do certain things, and the lady could help out. So me, I don't have. When it comes to spending, there's no.
There's no fixed rule to it.
Yes, fixed rule to who is supposed to spend on the other or who's not supposed to spend on the other. Yeah.
How about the sharing formula that sometimes I hear? You pay school fees, me I'll pay this. You pay electricity, me I'll pay water. And
so you look at the capacity of the house, and when marriage is a union, hand go, hand come. Allo Jena kan.
Gigo.
So if
you put in
the lady is working, if the man is working, and the expenses in the house is like too much, they could share it. Paid school fees, then I'll also take care of the home. That is somebody's relationship. Other relationship to the man usually take care of everything.
Limited company.
Yes, that is somebody's relationship. And then we have other relationship to the lady literally basically take care of the home, but you wouldn't know unless maybe there's an argument or there's a divorce and the lady will come out to come and say it or talk about it. Yeah, so every relationship varies.
And that's what brings about the spillovers, isn't it? I mean, a lady taking care of activities or responsibilities in the house.
What's wrong with that?
Kwame, there's nothing wrong with it, too. There's nothing wrong with it. But to start with, you know, men, we have ego. And and a man would always want to be a man would always want to be a man. A man would always want to feel in charge. So while there are no rules,
Superman.
while there are no rules in terms of who pays, you know, so to speak, the chunk of the money is in the house. I think that men would always want to feel like they are men. And so there are certain rules or there are certain responsibilities they will not give to the females. Hey, did I just say that? Female is a security word. The women in the house, there are certain rules they will not give to them, because you know what? There have been a lot of experiences. Even though thankfully I have not had such an experience. There was a colleague of mine. In fact, he's in my house now. He's a neighbor who told me that at a point in time he lost his job and had to stay home for like 10 months. And the girlfriend, so in this case, they are just in a relationship. The girlfriend was the one, you know, literally taking care of everything in the house. And this girl, at a point in time, had the audacity to tell him that, so you see, those kind of experiences have taught some men some lessons that no matter what, as a man, I have to be in charge. And so whether or not he has it, he wants to take up a lot of the responsibilities in the house in terms of what he needs to monetarily commit himself to. And like you said, a lot of men are suffering in silence, but because sometimes I also think that it is because the women are not also you know, yes, they play a role, but sometimes they allow the fact that they are taking up a responsibility which should otherwise be the role or the responsibility of a man. Sometimes it gets into their head, and so it generates a lot of argument and debate in the house, which doesn't give a fertile ground for the man to actually have his authority in the house, so to speak. And so even though there are no rules to that, Kwame, I think that men would always want to be men and in charge. And of course, even right from the Garden of Eden, when you know, the inception of creation, in the Garden of Eden, Adam was in charge and Eve was brought in as a support. And so I think that the man would have to
Eve
play.
Gave Adam the apple to eat.
Yeah, but so that was the support Eve gave. So you come in as a supporter, you gave the wrong support. you know?
No, that's not wrong support.
You gave, I mean, because otherwise things were going to be as normal. You see, I'm careful. If you've noticed, I'm just careful not to open a certain kind of conversation, because I know there will be a lot of texters who will say perhaps I'm biased towards the women, but I'll be measured. And so the woman comes in as a support in times where you hit a snag and you're unable to provide for the money. I understand that there could be the agreement, but then there will be the question. So, okay, you are saying the woman should just be a support. The woman is a working woman. The woman takes salary at the end of the month. What should the woman use the money for? Ally? There'll be those who
when
be
you're
asking,
together.
Yes, there'll be those who will be asking that question. And in that regard, I think that the couple can have an agreement that somebody should take care of certain responsibilities. But ultimately, it is the man who will take up the responsibilities for a lot of these in the house and commit a lot of monies too. But it should be an agreement that, look, because of the fact that maybe at this point in time I'm cash strapped, or maybe I've lost my job, or perhaps because of A, B, and C,
let's say both of you are working and the woman is earning more.
The woman is earning more?
Yeah.
The woman is just to be a helpmate. I mean, biblically, the woman is to be a helpmate.
I feel
you don't side with that?
Me, I was told way earlier in my life, before I even started thinking of that thing called settling down. A man's money is for the house. The woman's money is for herself.
But Kwame, no.
I should never.
But
no, those things are changing.
It wasn't like cast in stone. But that's how I've seen things to this day.
Yeah.
Her money is her money. I work to take care of whatever I can.
No,
that has been my mindset since.
Yeah.
If when she does anything at home,
Kwame,
I'm happy.
do you know why
I won't ask her? hey,
Yeah.
take care of the light bill.
This,
so that I take care of school
this
fees. No.
generation
It's
and the
never been
men
like that
coming
for
up,
me.
they want women who can even take care of them and sleep and sit in the house and sleep.
Well, then that's
yes.
a lazy man.
That's a lazy man.
I
A man has to work.
That's not what God. I mean,
You want to stay at home for a lady to take
says
care
you
of you.
till the land as a man.
The
You must till the
generation
land
that
to
is
be able to
coming up,
provide for your family.
I kid you not. You get people they tell that they are.
Then they will stay at home for
I
long.
understand. There are a lot of them.
They are looking for sugar daddies and
Sugar
sugar mummies and stuff. They
I
want
understand. There are lots
a
of
working lady who could sponsor and take care of them.
Sure.
We
Kwame.
have, yes, this generation.
I mean, to answer the issue you raised, there's a reason why when you are going to ask for the lady's hand in marriage, in fact, before the processes before that, you are given a list. So you go for the knocking, isn't it? The kokoko, and then you are given a list. You know why the list is given to you? Even though you must provide these things, yes, because I'm experienced. I didn't
Charles, go ahead.
I didn't hold back.
Don't mind.
Stay focused.
And I'll proceed with
yes, stay focused.
I will
proceed.
There's a reason why you are given a
but
list.
make sure you see the right things.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you are given a list. It is to test. I want the word. It is to test how well endowed, so to speak, in that regard, you
can
are
take care of our
to be
daughter.
able to take care of.
Seriously?
It is part of it. Wait. Hold
Uh-huh.
on. I'm not done.
Don't say. I thought you saying it's absolute to test your financial capacity.
At least you need to
I know
show
boys Boroda.
And the ladies are the ones even paying for those things. The ladies are the ones
That is what
paying.
you want it to look like. Some gargantuan thing.
So don't make it a factual decision that is what
determines your financial capacity.
I never said that. I didn't make a factual statement.
There's renter. You don't know.
You don't rent the clothes and the bag.
I didn't make a factual statement that at all costs that is what they are using to test.
The family people.
You are going to ask for a lady's hand in marriage. It is you, the man, who is going to marry her. So there will be some monetary commitment. And that monetary commitment will come out of the fact that you've been given certain things or certain lists to buy. You get it? So you go and borrow, you go and ask friends. The family there, the lady's family there, they are not concerned about it. Oh, so you come with the money. Oh, yes. So, and then we present this. To the extent that some families will even tell you that specifically into money per Holland, dear. Yempe Sebi, these ones, I don't want to mention any brand. They give you specifications. You get it? Aside the fact that it is all to depict or present a certain picture that Yang in-law no bani dear, he's well endowed and all of that. I mean, it is also to the man. And these days, contemporary, the men that we have now, they want to show off. They want to show off in that regard.
If you have.
So like Doc said, some people, if you have, but some people will go and borrow.
Yeah, take long.
Some people will go and borrow monies to do these things. In fact, from the traditional marriage to the one which one is that the white marriage or the white wedding?
Maybe next week we should
they do
how much
these
you should be
things.
spending.
Yeah. Maybe next week we can do that. Next week we can do that. I mean, I can even talk about how much I spent on
that note, we want to assure,
and then I can counsel Doc and
Charles, I don't want to forget this. We want to assure Lizzie
that we are preparing
that when it is there,
we are preparing.
We will take care of all the bills.
There's a man of God who is advocating that you shouldn't spend more than 200 cedis in marrying a woman.
We'll do that next week.
I'll try and get that man of God to speak to us.
But 200 cedis.
Yes, he said you should buy the ring. You shouldn't buy a ring more than 10 cedis.
But that ring that will cost
is it
is that ring that will cost?
He said, those boys who carry the ones on the foam, no.
That is not advisable.
No. But what is the point? Who comes to see the ring that you are putting on?
It is a value.
If the ring is not original,
so at that material moment, nobody is interested in the worth of the wedding ring.
The woman wearing it.
Yes, but it is your home. It is your home. So if you have a woman like Lizzie, who will not understand?
No.
If you have a woman like Lizzie who's not going to understand, then you are spending more.
No.
But if you have somebody like MFA who understand that let me buy Abochi.
No.
Abochi 15 cedis.
It means you're not going to take care of because your first impression you are getting me a Abochi ring.
Kwame, you see what I was talking about?
But when we grow, we get money. No, but when we grow, Kwame,
you see what I'm talking about?
When we grow and we get money, I can buy you the diamonds.
We can forgo the big wedding and have a court wedding, but for the ring, no way. You can't get me a bottle ring density. How?
This is how I
I'll try and get a man of God
come inside.
This is how I understand the wedding ring thing. This is how I understand it. So you know, someone will buy 18 carats, someone will buy maybe 42.
You can forget the big wedding. No, so, I don't have a problem.
So we'll extend it next week, but you let's stay on track. Let's stay on track with the cost elements. You let's stay on track.
There's a cost element coming, and I agree with that man of God.
No.
Why? In God's name, do you want to blow 100,000 Ghana cedis in recent times?
That's what I'm saying.
You go to some weddings.
Conversation into next week,
yes.
And I want us to stay on the cost element, the cost sharing element.
The cost sharing.
Yeah, and the next week we'll do that one because these days they say deco alone is
Kwame.
100,000.
Yes, you see.
Lizzie will take care of it.
Kwame, those days, this conversation wouldn't have sufficed. But Kwame, in recent times, dear,
because there's a white wedding to be done.
Kwame, it depends. It's important that both partners agree on something. Other than that, Kwame, bakube weja bako. Pressure nkwa. So me I agree that you would want to sit down with your woman to have a certain conversation about surrounding who this thing that you said that ukwa wadia unyaka ebema ne dia unye ejapadia for the obano. Yes, we've heard those things, but Kwame, in this time, if you bring those things into your marriages, the guys will run away and leave you. I'm telling you,
because you don't have.
If he doesn't have, what do you expect him to do? He will not kill. The boys here, we won't kill ourselves. Oh dear, we will not kill ourselves. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back.
And Kwame, I will not tolerate anything from any in-law.
We will bring. We will not come back home. We will not come back home. Kwame. We will not come back home.
By the grace of God, you are earning 100,000. She's also earning 100,000. So collectively, you're earning 200,000. Then you manage the bills, or.
Yes. And look at as a man, me, why would I even? I don't even want your money.
Some men feel intimidated when their
That's
women
what I'm talking about. The ego of
earning
men.
more than
ego
they
of men
do.
Would always stand out.
If my wife is earning more than me,
some men care.
What can I do?
And the cost system, Kwame, you need to go to the family court.
1 billion.
Kwame, you need to also go to the family court and listen to some of the cases that come before the judges over there. People are learning a whole lot of things out of this, the cost systems and how some rulings have happened to some marriages and all that. It's also part of the issues why boys don't want to hear this your what do you call it?
Marriage thing.
Ordinance marriage and all that. Or yet traditional we are.
Case closed.
Case closed.
And then they don't go and sign at the court.
That is the ordinance.
Why should marriage be?
That is the ordinance. The next minute, this woman says, he see that you are making it, you are getting money, you are buying cars, you are making property. The next minute, Mejawa.
And then we'll file for.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it depends on the attitude of the man.
The attitude.
That's leading us into
it depends on the attitude of the man.
Area now.
Yes.
If you like the woman.
I mean, I've been at the family court twice as part of what we are doing and learning. Hey!
Some men will start changing the moment they
but women don't change.
Women start changing when they start. If your lady starts changing, it means she's taking advice from someone. She has gone to explain her problem to a friend.
So the woman changing is predicated on the attitude of the man. Is that what you say?
Yes.
It can never be vice versa.
No. Okay. It depends on what the man, you've been doing and how you are treated.
I was cautious in my analysis.
The moment you start making money, then you start going for side chicks.
The
moment you start making money, you start going for side chicks and coming home as.
Is it true?
As for Yima has already given me a topic. Yima has already given me a topic for next 2 weeks.
Okay. Boys are bread.
Yima has already given me a topic for next 2 weeks. And this was the topic Yima shared with me. Why are married women cheating?
Hey. Married women are cheating too much. A lot.
You go home, you don't.
And yet, Lizzie is talking about side chicks.
You go to the work, you don't come back. You come like around 3
But why if I don't come back? Should you go and cheat?
Who do you expect to be me?
Hey, Lizzie, I see you. Michael Aduni, you are listening, no? Michael Aduni. You see your Lizzie.
What is Lizzie saying?
You see your Lizzie.
No,
what is Lizzie saying?
You are going to look for money for the house.
Kwame.
See, you have engagement with these men. They'll tell you that I don't want to go home because my wife this, my wife that, and my wife is not dressing. If your wife is not dressing the way you want your side chicks to dress, why don't you tell your wife to dress the way you want your side chicks to dress?
I should tell you how to dress.
Yes.
When I saw you, were you not dressing?
And if you see that there's things changing about your wife, it is your responsibility as a husband.
How is that my responsibility?
Yes. To tell your wife that, babe, you are changing nowadays.
You are changing.
Yes, you are changing in the way you dress, the way you carry yourself.
Would you guys listen?
So we will.
But why is it that the side chick has not changed over the period?
The side chick is not married.
Doc, we have found a topic for next 3 weeks.
No, for the
next 3 weeks.
For the next one,
For the next one. So next 3 weeks, the topic will be: why is it that some women, after getting married, they don't do the things that they used to do to get the guys' attention?
Yeah.
That's the topic.
Yeah, but Kwame, there's something going on. We need to warn those people behind it.
Which one?
They pick people's pictures and start using AI to do certain things.
Our
very sister is we are, in fact, after here we are getting to the cyber unit of the Ghana Police Service to make an official complaint, my brother.
They use a picture for what?
How can you see Lizzie came to work beautifully dressed. She takes a picture, posts on Facebook. The next minute, somebody has taken the picture and is marrying Lizzie with AI. and Kwame, I can't take far. You see the Busiafo. Who show you? See the Busiafo behind Lizzie are President Mahama. Can you imagine?
Good morning, Mr. Dwomoh.
It's a serious thing. What Doc is talking about? It's a serious thing.
In fact,
this
they have.
AI thing,
See.
No, show it to the camera. Show it to the camera.
But that is not Lizzie.
Let me see. Let me have a look at it. That's Lizzie. That's AI that has, the prompting wasn't well done, actually. This AI
so
thing,
they use your photo to go and marry somebody.
Bring the one they were doing your wedding, with President Mahama sitting behind. Yeah. Wow.
Let me see. Oh, this was what she wore yesterday.
This was the dress she wore on Wednesday.
And then somebody has
no, you know what? And have you seen the man's face? He looks like we're not taking it back. We're coming back to the country.
We're taking our jobs. We don't want you back.
Close and go away. Let me close and go away. Lizzie will be coming through with the news in the next few minutes. Good morning, Kwame. This relationship topic needs about an hour to discuss because you can't complete it. Ni from Boom, you send this one. This one says, good morning, class. Please wish my mom a happy 79th birthday for me.
Oh, beautiful.
My brothers and I are grateful to have her as our anchor. God continue to bless and protect her. This one is coming from Mami Fua at the University of Ghana. And you say that grandma listens to Class FM all the time.
Oh, that's
okay.
beautiful.
So happy birthday, grandma.
Yeah.
Celebrating birthday number 79.
Happy birthday.
Charlie.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
When you say like
Kwame, good morning. I said this World Cup, the men will not go home. They will use that as an hey. Hold it there, Afi, hold it there. Afi, hold it there. We will go home. It's just that we'll go and watch. We'll go home at 3 o'clock. Because some of the matches are 11 and 12 and things.
Yes.
So when we come home at 3 o'clock, it means that we're watching the match.
Yes.
It's not that we want to do anything. Please, we beg you people. Don't accuse us of anything. We beg you people. Well, on that note, we draw the curtains today, the Friday. Take it easy. Don't overdo it. Make sure you come back safe and sound by Monday morning. Enjoy your day. Lizzie says I should sign off.